Oh,
Yeah.
hello. Hello, everybody. Here we are. I am here with Destro Designs and R.A. Rayne, and we're here to talk about 1985. This is the part two. We did 1985 a couple weeks ago. We also, as you're talking about in the chat already, talked about finding porn in the woods a lot. Why? Who
What?
knows? I don't know what happens. I drink a lot of bourbon, and the time when we make these and weird shit comes up, I don't even know it was me. I don't remember who brought up the porn in the woods. I'm gonna guess it was, whatever. But
I think that came from one of the guys in the chat,
did it? Okay, all right, yeah, maybe, yeah,
and then I think we got accused of of bringing it up. But no,
yeah.
I pretty much think that came up in the chat.
So let's see what happens tonight. Who knows?
Hap-
But
Happy Plague Doctor in the house. My dude is joined. He's over on Twitter now. He's got the coolest name. It's Ron to the Hills, which is a play on "Run to the Hills," that famous Iron Maiden song. And he's stepped up. He's a big, nice, important part of the community now. So welcome, Happy Plague Doctor.
yeah, we
Very
got Will
nice.
Scorpio, Operative D. We got our good friend Melted Copper here to harass my living situation, which I always appreciate legitimately. Happy Plague Doctor, just another jerk, Steven Johnson. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Just another
Nice.
jerk. What up, brother?
Stephen Johansson. Sorry, not Steven Johnson. Jeff Morris. Very nice. Thanks for coming, everybody. All right. Howdy Prophet 924. Lynn Green is in the house. Here we go. Very nice. It's good to see you. Lynn Green, you're telling me you're doing some writing yourself, correct? You got a little head canon or writing down some G.I. Joe fiction, from what I understand. That's cool. So we'll be talking about that later. So hello.
Yeah, very good.
The more writers, the
And
better.
Orbit Askew, welcome. All right. So yeah, so what's going on, guys? How's everybody? Before we dive into the topic.
Good.
Things are
1985
good.
is a good year to talk too. I'm happy to be here.
Oh yeah, I think it's the greatest year personally. That's my assessment. Davina Duckworth, and I think probably hello. It's probably the greatest year because of the vehicles. I think it's like figures and vehicles, but it's vehicle year. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I started the week off right by being followed by Mary McDonald Lewis, the voice of Lady J.
Ooh,
CG Horror and Big Red had both made posts about how much we all love Lady J's voice, right? Like how
yes.
great the voice actor is. Like she's an icon to us, straight up.
Oh yeah.
And she responded. She was like, "That's so very lovely." She's like, me and everybody that I know that worked on the show absolutely adores all you fans. And then I think she kept paying attention because, like I said, I woke up, I saw the follow, and I made a little post about it, thanking her. And she was like, no, this is, you guys are great. You have this wonderful little community. So I think she's like following along with us over there a little bit, which is really awesome to think. So yeah, shout out to Mary, wonderful lady, very, very nice. Takes a lot of time to say good things to all of us. So we appreciate it.
Let's get some other people in the chat. Nasser, 4699, Paul Morales, Dreadnought E. And Mike
What up,
Ray.
Alex?
Hello, Mike. Good friend of the show here. And Paul Morales is doing the Lord's work and putting everybody in the chat. Oh, yeah. So I think let's see. Will has mentioned it was Dom who mentioned the porn in the woods. That makes sense. If you look at that guy,
There we go.
he's on his
See?
mind. You know what I mean? Porn in the wood. No, Lynn Green. All right, so Lynn, you write Hasverse season 2 concludes Wednesday. Okay, so you have a whole like universe thing. That's very cool. I would like, if it's something you share, please do. Because I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I love reading everybody's other content too. It's so good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Here's
you
a
got
good
a little
question.
Hector Ramirez cameo in there. Soda. Okay, so R.A. Rayne as well. Use a little Hector Ramirez as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
So here's a question: how did you guys fare with the 250 anniversary Duke, or were you not interested?
Oh, fuck that thing. That thing is the stupidest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. That's my
I
take.
picked it up.
You did?
I,
You're a
I,
completionist, though. Are you a completionist?
I try to be, yeah. I mean, like this week, I missed out on the Twilight Viper and the Steel Brigade Commando, and ended up finding them at we have this place out here called Frankensons, and it's like the retail end of a convention. So they have all these booths set up. It's almost like a big garage sale. Everybody has a booth where they can sell whatever, and there's so much pop culture. And somebody had one there for $50, and I was like, screw it, I missed it, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you
So
figure you might as well because you're going to get it later. Oh wait, so this is interesting. So Lynn Green says Deviant Art Gallery, Slave Lynn Green, and you've got some GI Joe stuff. We'll have to check that out. I think we all have to check it out. Corey
Awesome.
Flood requests that I stop bullying Clean Sweep. He looks like he's not a handsome dude. By the way, that got the most insane comment on a video that I've ever gotten in my entire lifetime. Somebody commented on my video on the I did a video on like worst face sculpts, right? Somebody commented that it was bullying, that it literally they thought it was actually had bullying comments and that it was inappropriate to do with G.I. Joe. And I was like, wait, what? It was like normally you got like negative comments, you just don't want to, you're not supposed to respond, right? But I couldn't. I mean, it broke my brain. I'm like, who do you think I'm bullying? Am I bullying the G.I. Joe figure from 40 years ago? Like what?
Well, so here's the thing about that. Like, to me, that's almost got to be a bot of some kind, right? It's the same thing. Like when I first was doing one of my first, I don't know, whatever it was, first 15 lives, I was showing off a Cobra Trooper, and he had his little laser in his hand, and they shut my stream down. Now, of course, they send an email. They're like, "This is what happened. Somebody was promoting, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Please go look at that." I'm holding a toy who's holding an even smaller thing. Like, who's looking at this and decided that was an issue? So it's just some AI shit. And thankfully, I will say, so it happened twice. And but both times they overturned it, and I had no strikes or anything like that. But it was just like, I'm holding up a figure. It's a laser. Like, what?
Yeah, they will do that because AI might see a gun, right? But this is definitely a person because they were actually commenting that they thought it was bullying. It wasn't like a strike or anything.
True. Right. But still, that's just as insane to me.
Melty Copper says most insane comment. He feels challenged. I'm sure you'll beat that today.
Right.
Yeah.
The Duke. The thing about the Duke, though, besides it being crap, is that it sold out super quick. Like even when it was supposed to be up for Pulse members, people who were paying $50 a year to have that extra little bit, and I think like 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, it was sold out. So let me put it to you this way: I got it on Walmart. Right. And so by the time I said, boop, got my order, I took the screenshot of the order and I went over to Twitter. By the time I got over there was already people saying Pulse is sold out. I was like, what? What goes on that something like that happens? It's maddening. People were furious.
Wait, so you guys wanted the Duke that dressed up for the 4th of July?
I think it's more the point because this has happened. Now, if I didn't wind up getting, I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I'm getting one is for the to have it carded, and then I knew this was going to happen to some degree. So I'm just now at least I can help someone and say that cost. Here's your Duke, right? Not to make any money, just whatever. That's literally it's not a cool figure. It's not a cool figure.
It's not a cool figure. Unfortunately, it is just a cash grab.
Yeah,
I did pick it up. I got it from Walmart. Now, here's the thing: Walmart, when they do their releases like this for their Walmart Con or whatever they call it, they'll usually go up 5 minutes before the hour. So if you're on there, you can. So I had everything purchased on Walmart before I went over to Hasbro. Had it in my cart on Hasbro, and I was going to get it because sometimes Walmart flakes out where they'll cancel your pre-orders. And I decided last minute not to get it on Pulse. And then I went, no, I'm going to get it just to be on the safe side. And I went to go click it. And it literally was within 2 minutes of it being up. It said I couldn't make my purchase because I had to fix my cart. And I had to take Duke out of the cart. Now, the Night Creepers or the Dire Creepers, they were up there for probably 10 minutes on Pulse. But then they were gone.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
It is. I mean, that's generally. But another screwy kind of thing is, So that's 60th anniversary legacy special forces figure that looks totally awesome to me. It's got a ton of great shit. Very excited. Little pricey, but very good. They did no promo for it. It just all of a sudden they showed up. They were at the whatever con, the New York con, toy convention, I think. And then all of a sudden it was just in stores. There's been no pre-order, and it's literally from one coast to the other. There's a dude in Maryland and a dude in Connecticut, so I that have them. So, and me being in the middle, I'm trying to go look for them, and I don't know. I went into like 3 stores. I didn't see these stores that I've been into today had absolutely no. Hey, he's back.
Did I leave?
Little magic trick.
I was so offended by being called a hate merchant and being saying that I hate America. I had to leave my own stream. I'm just kidding.
What's funny is, did you guys see the Scarlet that somebody did? They did
yes.
like
yes. Yeah,
and
that
Tony
actually
had
looked
to go
better.
up last night and put a post saying, "This is not real. We are not doing this. It was only Duke."
Yeah, that's funny. Melted Copper says if they labeled him Team America, it would have sold better.
Hell yeah.
Like, I agree. If it said Team America, F yeah on it, I would be sold.
Resell, they call them resell on eBay. Duke is pretty accurate. Yeah, no interest. Not feeling it. However, I did get a ton of shit because I went to my first toy show.
Ooh, nice.
Never been to it. Believe it or not, I've never been to a toy show before. We have, it's Rhode Island, so we have nothing. But we had one. We have one called Chris Con, and it was there. So I went to check it out. It's in Taunton, Massachusetts. So I got a ton of shit here. None of it G.I. Joe related, but I'll show you anyway before we get into it. So anybody else get any pickups recently?
I got a couple things. Not a lot. I finally scored a second but where'd it go? A second Twilight Guard. I got one of these.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to get a second one. I was trying to avoid having to buy that whole pack with the Steel Core Sentry guy and this. I had no luck. They wanted like $40, $45 for just the figure. I just said, screw it. I'll spend an extra $10 to get the 2-pack and have it. Turns out the Steel Core Sentry, I have it upstairs. I was actually had it in the shop. I was using it for scaling on something I was making, so I don't have that one. That's actually not that bad. So I paid, I think it was 60 shipped. So I honestly can't complain. That's not my bad. I got my second Monster Force figure. He's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. Well, so I had that stroke of luck really, where the first one that I got, the rifle that it came with, the barrel was snapped off. It was like that in the package. Yeah. So I called Sunday, or I sent an email Sunday night, and by Monday at around noon, I had a full refund for the figure. I was like, yo, just send me the gun. And they were like, nope, here's all your money back. And I bought so I had it down. I wanted 2 different ones, but in the moment I decided to only buy the one for, cost purposes. So this is the second one that I got. Dude, these things are amazing. And they come with so much cool stuff. Like he's got a whole other rig right there. These are I lost this the other night. I was playing with it and I dropped, there's like a, how the police have that little talkie thing.
Oh yeah.
He had one of those on there and I knocked it off. I have no idea where it went. So, but I got that one's pretty cool.
That's not bad. If you take one of the heads from like either an Extra Joe or or even Marvel Legends, you put it on it, it'll look like just a regular trooper or something.
Yeah. So that's how I actually got into the Monster Force. Was my brother Matt from Mo's Mind has a Snake Eyes Commando head on one. It looks amazing. He's got Tiger Force Outback's head on another one. Also looks amazing. So I was like, even if I don't switch, that's how it really caught my eye. These have been going for over $100 on eBay. Yeah. My boy Popco Frenzy had the hookup. Somebody on eBay came along. I don't know how many they had, but they were selling them for $54 shipped. So I got considering they're like a hot ticket, and I was definitely looking for it. I got 2 more of these. That's all I'm getting. These are I actually have one out of the box. I'm going to show you real quick. They are. This is not.
Yeah.
I just wrote a whole article on Serpentor's Lair about why I can't stand Cobra Law. But let me tell you something about these figures. They are amazing. Like just the size, the way everything scales, when you put the wings on, the cape, the way it sits, the extras that they have, the options because you can put those wrist things, the different head and the different shoulder pads, and he looks like a bigger, beefier version. One's like a more stealthy attacker.
Yeah,
One's like a
yeah.
more bigger one. I think that's just an incredible thing. I do like that they just give you a little sidearm action, right? Just a little something that's rooted in, like, you know what I mean? It's not not totally like
I think it
crazy.
shoots like it's supposed to shoot like weird like biological gunk.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it grows.
It
That's
jizzes at
it's crazy.
the enemy, basically.
I'm just,
You see it in
right.
the movie. That's what it looks like.
And to be honest with you, I can get down with that because it's true to the character. But yo, these wings, I think the wings for me are really what bring it way over the top. The size is just right. I didn't have any trouble messing with them. I saw a lot of people on the internet had trouble messing with them. I didn't really. I thought it was all right.
We got a couple good. I would not go to toy show because I would want to buy it all. Yeah, that happened to me. It was bad. And hello, G.I. Joe 66 Delta. And then you got to make the noise. What do you mean the noise? The skeet skeet noise? You mean?
Oh, right.
Because that's kind of
that's funny. I have a blue one of these for my
Those
Cobras.
Are
This is
Those are badass.
the mechanic
great.
set. This is from SIS 3D Arsenal. Absolutely love this set. It's great. I have the blue one and the green one. I think that'd be good. He's also got brand new grenades. So it's one of the old school beautiful cases that he makes, but these are M67 little round jammies. See, he's got the detail. I put it in my finger, but in between my hand, but you can't even really see it that well. I also got a Cobra blue one with the black ones in there, grenades. That's awesome. And then he also sent me this. It's like brand spanking new. So this is like an open style that I could have like in the armory. Everybody's loading up. And these are not the M67. These are like a flashbang. And he's got the nice pin detail painted on there.
That's nice. That's
and
sweet.
You can't really see it, but it is. So the little pull part that's here, there is a space behind there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't see it because I can't get it close enough. But when you hold this in your hand, it is like, holy shit. There is a ton of amazing detail in that. And then from my brother Matt from Mo's Mine, I think everybody might have seen it in a post by now, but this is the Oracle, and it is amazing.
Yeah, that thing is great.
That screen right there is like a Weapon X style. You know remember how Weapon X when he was first made, it kind of looks a little like that, which I think is cool, but it's you can use it for anybody. The other screens are the Bat.
Oh, damn.
Yep, the Bat. I should have put that one in. I don't know why I didn't have that one in. And then you have like a really cool looking, strategy kind of situation with that. But let me just tell you something else real quick. You can't tell how like the white on this is like getting blown up, but because of my lights that I have in here, this is super crisp detail. It's like really awesome. And so you can do a multitude of different colors. And there is a setting where I think it flashes through all of them. Which is, don't really need that too much, but it's super easy to change. You can I have 3 AA batteries in there, but you can also hook up. He's got like if you have one of those pin plugs or the micro USB, either or. It also has I don't have a battery in here, but you can get a remote. So this way, if I have it, when I did the photo shoot for it, I can have it behind a bunch of figures and then change what it looks like without having to move the figures or knock them all over, which, I've done a few times recently. My Python Patrol display took a tip. There was a few of them. They stayed like that for like a week. But yeah, so that's Matt from Mo's Mine made that motherfucker. That's Mo's Mine custom design. You can use Destro Designs 10 over at Mo's Mine Etsy, and that will get you 10% off. And you can use Destro Designs, just Destro Designs at sis3darsenal.com. That'll get you 10% over there as well. And I think that's it.
Oh, Texas. You're from Texas. What is skeet skeet? Knowing he's half the battle, and say we're gonna. It's a squirting sound there from the song by Lil Jon. So you gotta look that shit up. Anyway. How about you? Have you
Dude, I didn't pick up that much stuff. I have 2 of the Royal Guards. So when Globulus comes out, it'll be nice to have them on each side.
Excellent.
They look so good with Pythona and with Nemesis.
Yeah, I had to get 6 of them. That's the most I've ever bought. Yeah,
I've kind of thought about maybe getting at least 2 more, because I with all of my troop builders, I try to have at least 4, 5
Yeah,
to make a
4.
5 to make a fire team, but I kind of only do 4 because we've been getting commanders or officers and things.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
I have the 4 grunts, and then I have the officer with them. Alley Vipers, I think I have the most of. I think I have like 6,
Nice.
only because
I
I
like that.
love that design.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
The orange and the blue. The other ones I have 4 of each.
Yeah.
And Cobra Troopers, I think I have probably 8 or 9 now.
Oh,
And
wow.
then I know I have like 6 Valkyries, and I
Sweet.
think I'm like 6 Crimson Guard too.
Oh, nice. Wow. Okay.
But yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, I did pick up the Twilight Guard. I want to get another one. I saw one that was loose for 25, and I almost picked it up the other day, and then set it back down because I wanted to get. I needed to get both of them at that point, and I wish I would have picked it up because then I'd at least have 2 of them. But yeah, that's a sweet looking figure. That loadout that they come with, both those 2 figures come with, is just amazing.
Yeah,
For sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm trying to get my hands on some wolf spiders and maybe some more Twilight Guards, but range vipers. Mark, I know you got a couple
I
of
got
those.
3 of them. I finally got a wolf spider, by the way. I finally got him.
Oh, nice. How awesome is he, dude?
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, he's awesome.
It's a killer figure.
Color is it just pops. It's just perfect coloring.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's I wasn't, when we made those lists, when you and Mark made the lists for our favorites, it was like I kept looking at it going, obviously I wanted to of course we probably all had like Snake Eyes High. I was trying to be like, I think when I looked at that list, it was not looking through the bias of who my favorite figures are. I was just looking at just flatly look at this piece of plastic and what do you think? And I couldn't help it. I'm like, I don't know, Wolf Spider's like the best Joe for sure. I mean,
Wolf Spider's really good.
Yeah, so love it.
But I tell you what,
anyway, have either of you been to toy shows?
I've been to several of them. I go to we have a ton of them out here in LA.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, nice.
And the Frank and Sons that I went to is pretty much a toy show that's there. It's a permanent facility that's open 3 days a week.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so there's always something. The bad thing is that because of a place like that, and there's so many conventions and things out here, that there's never anything in the stores. You can't. Everything is pretty much scalped right away.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I've said before, there is a guy that's in this area. I've had other employees in stores tell me, I've never seen him in person, but he is a grabber. If he goes there and the brand new thing is on the shelf, he goes just like this and takes them all. I'll at least I'll take like half, not all. You know what I mean? That's a lot. That just seems wrong. But no, so I've technically never been to a toy show yet. One thing I did find
dangerous at a toy show, man.
Leave the plastic at home and bring an envelope, and what's in that envelope is it. Leave the plastic at home.
You would have to.
That's how you got to do it. Well, because you come and because I can be hypnotized by what is a perceived deal. I will somehow justify in my head that this is a deal that I can't pass up. So we have to do it. And it was
all right. I got a deal I really couldn't pass up. This is
okay.
$50. $50.
Whoa. Oh, nice.
Yes.
I can't even see it.
Origins Castle
Grayskull.
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
I haven't had a Castle Grayskull. I gave my Castle Grayskull up when I was, in high school or something, and I've always regretted it. This is the best. I understand this is the best one that they've made. They make one every 2 years.
Right.
And the guy I was like eyeing, he's like, I'll do it, just I don't want to carry it home. He's like, give it to me, $50.
Wow.
Yeah. I got
a few years ago, Mattel Creations was going to do they were doing like a HasLab type one. And
oh wow.
It was it was huge, and it was so detailed that it made all the others look like they were just sad. I mean, it was so good, but the problem was it didn't make its funding, and it just it's one of those things that went kind of like the Rancor for HasLab, to the wayside and never came out.
So sad. Yeah, because you could do a more detailed one with
And
more
it was only like
rooms.
350. It was only like 350 or something.
Yeah.
So for and it came with like 2 figures, a really nice what's her name, sorceress, and then I think it had Tila sorceress from the last cartoon that they put out, the one that Kevin Smith did on Netflix.
Oh yeah, the one everybody hates. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that one. I thought it was really good. Now the one that they put
There's
out
no He-Man in it. The He-Man doesn't show up.
in the first season, not really, but the second one, the second season, he does a little bit.
Yeah,
it's a ballsy move though.
I don't hate it. I don't
make
hate
it a whole season without the main
I didn't
character.
love it. I didn't hate it.
What?
This year though, like this was $50. I mean, like
that's
this cost as much as the fucking dinosaur wrangler. Dude.
Right. No, I would
like I got a real good value. I actually feel like when I buy Masters of the Universe, I'm getting a good value almost all the time because a lot of it's like on discount all the time for some reason. Because you almost never see classified shit at discount.
Right.
Mattel does a great job with their pricing because and especially with their IPs.
I got a couple other things, and then we'll get to the main topic we're here for, which is 1985. But this is very cool. Check this mug out, okay? This mug. This is an artist, a local artist, and he does. Well, actually, I'll show you the big thing. His name is Chris Bordenka, and he does portraits and figures. Check it out.
Oh wow, that is awesome.
Very nice.
Going right next to my Cobra Commander portrait. I'll put a link to him in the description. Chris Bordenka, and he also did this, and this was like what sold me on it. It's got War Duke on there. I had to have it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a painting, right? So badass. And then so then I got a couple figures, and other than I got one of these guys, because you know what? I don't know. Where do you people order from? I order from Big Bad Toy Store, and it takes like a year and a half to get anything. It's like I ordered 5 of these guys from Big Bad, and they're saying it's not even like shipping. Yeah, and it's like, well, fuck it. Why am I watching
Entertainment Earth is pretty good.
What's that?
Entertainment Earth is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh. And then I mean, what you can find on Hasbro and Amazon worked really well too. I got lucky with those. I walked into a Target and they had a bunch of them.
Oh, that never happens here. Never happens here. All right.
That's why Amazon was such an issue. No, I can't say issue, but when I first started collecting was I would be searching and they had like all different kinds and it would be here like the next day or the day after. So I'd be like, yes, because as I was getting into it, so Amazon, I mean, yeah, I have to say that there is times when, I don't know, recently I feel like Big Bad Toy Store has been much better with that, where within a day or two it's shipping. I also pay the extra couple bucks for the upgraded mail, right? I think you could pay like $3 more, and I know it says it's only going to get there like a business day ahead. It's usually just a little bit faster. To me, I've always found that extra $3 goes somewhere, I think. But that's mostly where I get a lot of stuff from. Plus, I mean, really, seriously, a lot of it that our brother on Twitter there, Pop Cold Frenzy, he's got that feed, and a lot of times he has Entertainment Earth link now, but he's got an affiliate link on Amazon, and yeah, he's like really that's I think what is it? It's literally like a third or like a third, around a third of my collection came through his link. So
let's see. We got this is another problem with the He-Man show. Not trying to sound like a pervert. Yeah, but we crossed that like a long time ago here, right? We crossed that bridge. We were already way past that.
We did a whole show on Woodsport.
Speedo. Tila can also not wear pants. Yeah, nobody wants Tila wearing pants.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Speaking of not wearing pants, this is this is a pickup I just got. Is everybody familiar with this figure? Gold Hilda, her name is.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
It's actually an incredible figure. This thing is unbelievable. She's unbelievable, but she's got like decked out, got an axe, sword, knife in the back. She's got all kinds of stuff, but she also has nipples, so we won't get into that though.
Right.
Got soft goods. And then my other pickups is I grabbed some Mythic Legions. This is the first time. This thing is This thing is awesome, man. These things are incredible. My sons are really into fantasy, so I got this guy. These
Oh, that's
things are
cool.
absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I could get hooked, but I don't need another. But I've been eyeing one for a while, and this guy was like pretty good on sale. And then my
Okay.
son, I got each
I
one
can
of
dig
them
it.
one. This is great. Very customizable. Really great sculpts, just like tons of good detail. So yeah, anybody in the chat, anybody collect these things? This guy's great too. He's like
That
Asian
is
bull.
sick.
Yeah, and his bow works. It's got this bow. You can see the details. It's got like the bow
Yeah.
has wings.
That's awesome.
He's got like Porsche potions on his side. This thing he's got some. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Such great
So
detail.
another place you can go is GameStop.com because
They
have
were on.
and they have things and their shipping is a little bit more reasonable than Big Bad's. But if you can get their pro membership, so you get like 50 60 cents or off of them, and then I think if you order so much you get free shipping on that.
Oh, nice.
But they still have a lot of old stuff up there too that you can get. Like they have the Python Patrol Vipera.
Mm.
And I mean there's a lot of stuff that's still up there available. You can still get you can still get the Stinger up there.
Nice.
And so I'm looking at it right now. They've got everything new up there that's just recently come out. Even stuff that says it's sold out on Hasbro. There's still things up there. Hell, you can still get the Crimson the Crimson Guard Viper.
Oh shit!
The red version of the Viper that's still and anybody wants a scrap iron. There's a scrap iron there too.
Oh yeah.
So. And that's the one thing. That was the only thing I did with some of these toy fairs and toy shows is that they'll start jacking the prices up, to whatever eBay or whatever the scalper current market price is.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
when there's still figures available.
Yeah. This week, my brother Jeremy hits me up and says, "Hey, Fort Mods, Trench Viper Fort Mod set just popped up on Big Bad Toy Store. Was $54.99 when it was released. These dudes dropped 25 of them on their site for $89.99. Now, it's most likely, do I know where they got them from? No. So maybe they paid upgrade, but I can't imagine they paid more than retail to the degree that they had to charge $89. I did feel like that seemed like hey, it's going for over 100 on eBay. Let's come in just a little under 100, and basically people. I mean, it sold out in seconds. I didn't even get one. When I do the highs and the lows of that moment where I went over and it said 4 left, and I was like, cool. I put 2 in the cart. It added to the cart, right? And I'm literally going like this, going to push the button. As my finger is this far away from hitting purchase, the screen changes and says this item's out of stock. And I was like, oh, what? Now, I've definitely gone to see somebody's like, oh, hey, they've got some of blah, blah, blah over here. And I've gone and it's already sold out, right? That's happened a bunch of times. No big deal. You tried. It is what it is. But in that moment where I thought I was getting, I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I was going to keep them. I just know there's so many people that we've all been looking for a reasonable, something that's less than $100. But anyway, yeah, I was the highs and the lows. I had to take a nap after that. No bullshit.
Prophet 94 says Bodvar the Bear. So you see in the Mythic Legions. Yeah, that thing looks amazing. All right, let's get into our main topic here, which is we are going to discuss 1985. And so what we got here is I'm going to bring up 3D Joe's, which is, oops, I guess we need one less of these. We got 3D Joe's here. And which is a great source, absolutely really fun. He also creates some pretty good action figures called Operation Recall. Roblox here. Hello, Roblox. So
Roblox in the house.
Feel familiar with Operation Recall, where they got all the guys who made the G.I. Joe figures together. Larry Hama does the file cards, and he's got Ron Rudat, Mark Pennington designing them. He's got so basically the whole team is back, and they created like a whole new like world, all 3 3/4 inch. They got some like really crazy ass designs they pulled from they actually pulled them from the community. So they had like kids were designing them, like old fans were designing them, and they pitched them and then threw them to Ron Rudat and Mark Pennington, who designed them. So that's very cool. I'm not really currently collecting 3 3/4 inch, but I'm definitely getting into the point where I probably will start. I know G.I. Joe 66 Delta loves the 3 3/4 inch only, right? You collected Operation Recall there.
I still get a few of them every once in a while. You know, the 3 3/4.
Yeah, what do you get? Like old G.I. Joe, or do you get new stuff? Like
Mostly around the 25th anniversary. I mean, there's some old ones I'll pick up. You know, the ones that are that meant something back then. But
yeah.
I have almost the entire 25th anniversary run of the Dreadnoks. So I had, speaking of big bad toys, I have the that set that they put out that had Zanya all the way down to Zanzibar. There were like 7 or 8 of them in a pack. So I
Yeah.
have that. I think the only figure I'm missing right now of the 25th anniversary run of Dreadnoks is Monkey Wrench.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
that's one of the ones I want the most because I love Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. He's great.
I got, when I first started collecting classifieds, I was coming across eBay and there was a guy that was selling, it was like a dozen figures from the 25th anniversary, but I wanted every one of them. It was like Beachhead, Cobra Commander, Destro, Iron Grenadier Destro. And then it had a run of all the troopers and officers, along with some of the new ones that they made for that line, with the paratrooper, the Arctic Snake Eyes, the Arctic Trooper Snake Eyes with the skull thing. So all of like the coolest fucking ones he had in like a dozen. And then I think I purchased like 3 other. I think I bought like myself like a Major Blood or something else. So I've got like 15 or 16 of those. I have a dozen of of like my favorite ones when I was a kid. That was the one thing I was like, I don't need them on the card, but I want the ones that I remember obsessing over, right?
Yeah.
And like Scrap Iron, Lightfoot, Blizzard, Salvo. I just recently added Ambush. Oh yeah, no, I don't think I showed those off and things, but yeah, Ambush, complete with all the stuff. Airtight, complete with all the stuff. Toxo Viper, complete, and Firefly. So those
Nice.
that brought me up to like a dozen. I think of course I got a Shockwave. I got an Alley Viper. Alley Viper was a gift from a friend, and it's like totally minty. It's unbelievable. It looks brand new, bro, to the degree that I almost was like, is this a remake? It's just it's just ultra minty. And basically with that, the only ones that I get off the top of my head that I still want to get for that particular collection is Beachhead, Lowlight, Hit and Run. And I think in terms of the ones I was obsessed with, there's like, I think that'll round out that collection.
Yeah, I pretty much I bought like the 25th anniversary truck when it came out. That was I did get that run for the most.
Cool shit.
I didn't get all of it, but I got a lot of it. Yeah, Valverse is coming out with 3 inch, 3 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
That's coming out. Wait, sorry, Operative D.
I'll tell you were talking about the Night Viper earlier. That 3 3/4 and that classified are so closely matched. I think it's one of the only ones that's almost identical. But
right. I like it.
When that Night Viper came out, that was like insane. I had to get like 5 or 6 of those guys.
Yeah.
And the 3 3/4 one, and that one was just amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
The classified is really, if you guys didn't know, that big piece on his visor, that actually comes off and just reveals a smaller one with a red dot.
Let's see. Where do we start? Oh, I guess okay, let's begin with these. We've got our battlefield accessories. So this is the second round of these, and I think well, let's start with these are more the ammo dump. I mean, all the stuff was so cool. You just got, they didn't really wasn't like super exciting, but all of it for me was just like, it allowed you to have more of a shootout, like you kind of needed all of it.
It filled out the world.
Yeah. And it was, and back then we didn't have the luxury of Etsy for 3D printed extras, right? So these were, you could. So these were awesome. I actually loved all of the little different things. Like like the previous year we went through. There was a bunch of different ones with like the rifle range and the missile one with the one. I can't remember which one it's called, but there's the one with the brick wall that's got the little hole in the brick
Oh
wall.
yeah, that was
That
the year
was like
before, yeah.
fucking forget about it, bro. That
Yeah.
thing, we fought over that endlessly.
Davina Duckworth asked favorite classified figure. We did that 3 weeks ago, and I think we all had Major Blood.
Yeah.
Except,
Yeah,
what about you, RA? Do you have a favorite? What do you think your
favorite classified? Oh God,
it's tough.
it's
It's
tough
tough.
because I mean, I'll give you one that the Iron Grenadier. Only because I did not care for that figure when it was originally released, or even in the cartoon and the comic book. I just I didn't care about it, but because of the classified figure, I fell in love with it.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty
I feel
awesome.
like they did them well in the 25th. They gave
In 25th, yeah, they did.
Which more is what this one looks like. You know,
or here I'll give you one from old. I love Clean Sweep.
Yeah.
Sorry,
where are we
I'm
getting
just
the echo? The echo just came back.
Really?
Oh,
it may have been because I was being really loud. And
that's Thompson in the house. What up, brother?
No, it's weird because it wasn't there 2 minutes ago. All right. Let's see. So this one's not the most exciting. You just got a big large ammo box here. But yeah, it definitely added to the world.
I thought I liked it. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but it was, it was a world builder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to another one. Okay, so these first three, let's go to exciting one. How about instead? We'll go roundabout because this is all right. This thing.
Oh yeah.
This thing is so awesome.
So I got to be honest with you, and this, obviously, because there's things that we all find personal. This little bunker is almost as iconic to me growing up as was the fucking his tank. I love that little bunker. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It's just the way it looked. It was a place. So that and their surveillance port was in essence the Cobra base, like all the time, right? The bunker would be down, the port would be up. I tried to always have the surveillance port with water coming underneath it. But that bunker, man, I'm telling you, 'cause I didn't get it at first. Only one of my friends and one of my cousins had it, and I remember every time playing with it, I remember trying to come up with some kind of scheme where I could get this fucker home with me. Even if it was just for the night, and I'll bring it back tomorrow. I need to play with this thing, where I'm just doing the story alone, and then eventually I got one. Yeah, so I love that.
Porta potty, there was a bunker. Yeah, this one does not look like a porta potty, unlike the other one.
Right.
This is definitely superior to the thing that they came out with.
Yes.
I think this was one of the only things that crossed over to my Star Wars playing. Because it almost could be, like a bunker that you would see that the Empire would have. So you turn it sideways so you don't see the Cobra logo, or you build snow up around it where you don't see it, and it worked as a Cobra, or as a part of the Empire.
Now,
this was
person
fun.
puts together two because nobody had two, right?
No, definitely not.
No.
Like you didn't have two. I wish I had two. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be cool. So the Cobra sticker on there. Too bad it's not out now because you could use an LED to light that up.
Oh yeah. You get a little rocket launcher there. That was kind of badass.
That is awesome.
There's that echo going on here. Did anybody change anything in their audio?
What did we do last time? RA did something.
The only thing I did differently was my headphone died, so it may be picking up you guys again. So let me turn it down and see if that makes a difference.
All right.
And tell me if you hear a difference.
Hello?
Can you hear me at all? No. Nope,
yeah.
Now I turned.
Right. There we go.
Down. Did that fix it?
I think so. Yeah. I don't hear it anymore.
Toys is here.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Welcome. Okay.
HoloNet says the bunker, poor man's terradrome.
Yeah.
Good one.
The best thing about the bunker was the fact that it blew apart. That it was in 4 parts, and you could just run a vamp through it or run a Mobat over it, and it would just explode. You know what I mean? Like that's 100% the best thing about it.
Definitely. Anything that fell apart was great.
I think we solved the sound problem. No, did we solve
No,
it?
we're good.
Did we?
We're good.
I don't hear it at my end.
It's gone.
We're
It's
good.
over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So good. This is like you got a lot of value for that. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Loved it.
So good. And I think like even though they did one kind of, I'd still want one in classified form.
Definitely.
Because it's not the same. It's not quite the same. Like, yeah, you can build it out, but if anything, like do a bunker like how they threw that one together with two sides. Put like a deep press on a mountain or something, like a little hill that you can dig under. That would be badass.
Man,
or
I've
they
thought
can
a
make it where
lot.
they interconnect. If you do like a piece where that you could start to build your own stuff, a little base or a little outpost.
Yeah, or even if you like worked with the other one that they made,
right?
That would be badass.
See, that's what's really awesome about the stuff that Mo's Mind Custom Design makes is that all that stuff goes together. Like you could take these little pins out of the end, and there's male and female parts that they actually connect together. And it would be awesome if Classified did something like that, even if it was, every once in a while they drop a new piece and you can wind up building something out. I really would love it if they did a freaking surveillance port. That would really make my day.
Yeah, speaking of which, similar to surveillance port, this was my other favorite of this. I love this thing. Just having some Cobra smash through that gate, so satisfying.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing about it that's so good is how much you could destroy it. To me, that was what it was all about. It was like you could have Buzzer come over and just chainsaw the posts, and that thing's coming down. Like it just came. It came together. You pull it apart in like 2 seconds. That's so fun.
These awesome things, they were just so much fun to play with too, because you could just, like I said, it was all world building, and you didn't just have the vehicles. Now you had something where you could make a whole scene and put come up with a whole scenario and a battle right around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It worked so well.
I was always a sucker for any kind of elevated perch. So low light was one of my favorites. So if anytime I could stick him up in something to even just be on watch or lookout, that really made my my boat float.
Made a cool sniper's nest too.
Oh yeah,
right.
Cool.
Right.
And you just kind of needed it. It was like every base you needed this thing, and it was just this was so fun. Yeah, Ripper would pull that thing apart. That's what it was there for me. It was Ripper was going to tear it apart. And the other thing that's great about it, which is not great about what Classified is doing right now, is like pulling it apart was easy, putting it back together was easy, but it didn't fall apart. It's like I feel like sometimes with the Classified shit, which I was used to say it didn't happen, but a couple of these things they fall apart, and it's annoying. Like the specifically, I'm talking about the All Striker. It just falls apart way too easy.
Oh yeah, the top.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know that it's just like if you're posing this shit and you're just doing photography, great. You can like avoid it, but if you're like giving this to your kids and you to play with,
right. You want it to hold together somewhat. Got to do it.
And it's like I think as much as the shit's for adults, it's got to be for kids too. It's got to be, or like don't call it an action figure. It's not an action figure. It's not. Anyway, that's
do you like Star Wars did one a few years ago? When the Black Series first came out, they had like the Galaxy Force figures that were the cheaper ones that that were more designed to look for kids, and then they had the Black Series, which was more geared for collectors.
But then my kids look at that shit and they're like, I want the Black Series. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Well, that was what happened, because originally when the Black Series came out, they said they were only going to release like maybe 4 figures per wave, and they were only going to do like maybe 2 or 3 waves per year. And then Episode 7 came out, and they released a ton of them, and from then on, that became their main line, and the vintage became their collector line.
Yeah.
Pop Cult Frenzy says the Awe Striker is sadly That poor in comparison to the awesome vamp. And yeah, it's tough to compare anything against the vamp. Like even like once I got a vamp and I opened it up and put it together, I went, oh, this is why people are going nuts over it. Because while the Stinger is great, it just doesn't have as many details as the vamp does. It's just the vamp is the superior vehicle there. What up,
Yeah.
Popcorn Frenzy?
Hello, Michael Foley. Yeah, some of the stuff is not toys. For the most part, Classified does try to make toys for the most part, and they just occasionally fuck it up, but they're mostly pretty good. This one, okay, so this is the rifle range, the little Cobra rifle range. To me, almost all of it was meh, except for that wall.
This one I didn't have.
You didn't get, okay, yeah. There's not like you don't need a target. I don't need the rifles, but that wall thing, that was again, it's just you put it together with the other ones and you get a little battlefield where you could have people hiding behind shit,
Absolutely. It was almost just like even the targets, I remember having like turning them around so you're not seeing the marksman like sheet on it. It's just like two things that were next to like the surveillance port, right? And then the two guard, like a trooper could stand behind it. And that was like, because again, we didn't have anything else. There wasn't even like you couldn't even go to like the dollar store and buy junk to just like put in, right? And shit like that. We had this kind of stuff and that was it. And this one was definitely like there's a lot of meh there. But once you just kind of put it in with the other ones, it always brings out the hidden beauty in there.
Yeah, almost all of them have one piece that you just need.
Right.
And then the other stuff just kind of a little bit of, whatever. It's not it's bad, it's useful, but you kind of forget about it becomes part of a pile, including this forward observer here. That mortar was sick. I remember that mortar.
The mortar was sick,
and that tent is sweet.
The tent was butter. I love it. The mortar thing was definitely awesome, but if I remember correctly, I think I broke and or lost that thing. I had the tent. The tent lasted forever. What I liked about the tent too is I used that. That was part of Ambush because Ambush is one of my all-time favorites. I forgot how much I knew I loved Ambush, but when I got that figure like last week, man, oh my God, he's got both the nets. Anyway, that camping thing I used to use as like Ambush's home base, and he would always like load up his pack from that little tent and then go and try to meet up because he was like always separate from the Joes. He was always like ahead of them, reconning to see what was ahead, and then if there was trouble, he could always fall back to their position. That was like so. Yeah.
Nice. So
yeah, this was fun to play with. I think I lost like the mortar like in the first month I had it.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't remember if I broke it or lost it, but it happened like that.
I love that they put spirit with that because that makes sense, All right, let's get in the last piece. Oh, the echo's back. What's going on here? Weird.
Oh, I just heard that time.
See, I don't hear it. Is it coming? Is it coming from me?
I think so. I think that's what last time it was the same thing.
Well, we'll
whatever.
Let's see. Give me a minute and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. Now that, man, I got to be honest with you. I don't really remember that missile system.
No, okay.
I mean,
yeah, it was like it's actually pretty great for it's like one of those things where you get it, in my opinion, and you're not that excited.
Right. I can see that.
It works really well as like an addition to your G.I. Joe headquarters or the deck of the aircraft carrier.
Yes. Ooh, wow. Okay.
You know what I mean? It just kind of works perfectly with that thing,
Well, when I first looked at it, I confused it with something else. There is the Joe twin gun that I think it's a tow behind, and there's like two Gatling guns or whatever that is.
Awesome.
That's an underrated thing. I don't hear a lot of chatter about that, but that thing is awesome.
That thing is pretty awesome. Yeah, the air defense, it's a big nothing toy. Again, you're not like you get it, you're like, oh, okay, but it is a perfect addition to like your set. If you're trying to if you have the checkpoint, a mile, maybe 3 feet from your GI Joe headquarters. Then you got this missile system, and then you got the machine guns and like the all the various different like that towable gun and everything. The whirlwind, thank you. That is really badass. Yeah, GI Joe Delta. Yeah, that's the big thing I will say. GI Joe Delta about the 3 3/4 inch is you're just never going to get as much world building. You just can't do it. So it's like definitely the better. It's better for me like to have everything, and have this
Right.
like whole world. But whatever.
Tex Thompson, just Operative D. I think they must have been talking about the intro to GI Joe, which was one of the focus of one of my articles, I think last Tuesday. But what Tex is saying here is that he recorded a metal demo of the movie theme, and he didn't want to say anything, but he's actually doing that for me. So
nice.
What I wanted is basically like the intro to the movie, like literally, like it makes the hair on my fucking neck stand up. Like that really gets the blood flowing, just like heavy metal does. And I didn't want to wind up using that on my show, only to have a problem with it getting taken down because I'm using this, you know what I mean? And so I had actually talked to. I have a bunch of friends that are in bands around here, and it's how hard it is for them to get in the studio and do anything. To ask them to make something was like a ridiculous amount. But Tex is so multi-talented that man could do it himself. So we are in the process of knocking that out. Very excited. Yes, and thank you, Tex. You're the man. Very awesome, brother.
Is that any better to you, or do you hear the echo anymore?
Oh, I think it's only if one of us talks. Hello.
Nope, there you go.
Perfect.
Hello.
Okay. I think it was. I have this ice maker, and it was on, so I think it was making some kind of reverb or something that was going, through the room.
That is super weird.
It was
okay.
interfering with my speaker.
It's working.
Actually, that's not as weird as you might think. So an ice maker has uses a certain amount of amperage because it's got that coolant thing in there. That anything with like a heating element does the same thing. And what's happening is it's probably down the line of the way your electrical is set up, and so it's drawing that extra amperage through the outlet that is plugged into. And that actually makes a lot of sense.
I work with a lot of professional recording studios, and you wouldn't believe how many times when the air conditioner's on, that when they're recording, especially like voiceovers and stuff, they'll pick up the sounds and they'll start hearing themselves over and over again.
Well, that's the same thing.
And as soon as they turn off the air conditioner, it's done.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Cool. It's yep.
All right, that missile rack is huge. And then of course we have to take it here. Got to have a huge rack. And that's why I got Gold Hilder here. That's what she is right.
I found a lot more. It's just not to get off track, but you were talking about a lot of non-GI Joe figures there, and I've actually gotten a little more of those. My dudes at Figure Fight Club, they do have some classifieds, but they collect like a lot of other stuff. And so like whenever I go on there, a lot of times I'm like looking at it. It's a figure I've never seen before. They all know what it is, but I don't have a fucking clue. But it's interesting. It's there's a lot of amazing figures out there. On BBTS, there's a pre-sale or it's for pre-order right now. You probably won't get it for a year, but it's a version of Solid Snake from Metal Gear. It's from Snake Eater, where he's in a black with the dude. God, I'm gonna have to buy that.
The only thing I think I found with like the Monster Force and things like that is the plastic's a little bit harder than what they use for GI Joe or for the classified. And the paint isn't as crisp as it is with the Joes. Like I have the Generals, and the Generals just the coloring scheme on them is good, but it's not the same drab green that you have with GI Joe. But they're cool looking. I mean that looks like it could be Stan Lee or General Ross from Marvel, but it works. They have a Air Force general that they put up for pre-order.
I know Bobby Dallas says they have the classified has the best inkjet printing, which for him to say that is a lot because he definitely hates them. You know what I mean? He likes classified, but he doesn't like Hasbro. So
Conrad, the house. What's up, my brother? That's one of the gentlemen I was referring to earlier with the encyclopedic knowledge.
Nice.
Um,
And his
Yeah,
would be on my
that
subject.
turret, that missile turret is just, it's sick. Those things were, I think I lost one of my Stinger weapons or missiles,
yeah.
and I could use it on it. But yeah, I had so much fun with that one too.
That's pretty great. I mean, honestly, I think I underappreciated it as a kid because it wasn't like that exciting, but it does. It's a real sturdy piece, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
and it goes really good with that guard post.
yes, definitely. All right, here we go. We went to the battlefield accessories. I don't think we need to talk about. I don't need to talk about accessory packs. Or should we talk about accessory packs? I mean, it was kind
I
of
think the
cool.
accessory pack is what I got instead of getting the Cobra rifle range. Because I
Okay, yeah.
remember, I remember that because my mom had a problem with, because it had, both of them had guns in it, so it was
Yeah.
like, well, choose one. And since the accessory pack had more, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take that one.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of guns. It was good. It was good if you lost or broke a gun, but they were all weird colors, and so I always got them, but it was whatever. They're not super exciting. Let's get it. Okay. Well, before we get into the vehicle, would you like to? RA would like to announce something, right?
Yeah.
More.
So we've been talking for a few weeks on both of your guys' shows about Protocol G.I. Joe. Protocol G.I. Joe is going up for pre-order. I've got it where it's launching. If you go to my website right now, you can't pre-order it yet because it's still got it may take a day or two for Amazon and all the others to register it, but you can read the first chapter right now.
Oh, sweet. Very
So
nice.
if you go to rarayne.com, it's RARAYNE.com, you can go to see the G.I. Joe there. You see the cover, and then there's a spot that says click on to read the first chapter, and you can sit down and figure out what it's going to be about.
Well,
But yeah,
that's awesome,
we
man. I'm
are.
glad you're just doing it. You're releasing it. That's so good.
So I'm going to have it pre-ordered. I actually decided that the release date's going to, or the date that you'll be able to pick it up, or it'll be officially for sale and not just pre-order, is April 1st. I thought it'd be a fun day to have it. So next week it'll actually be where you can pick it up, but you can pre-order it now or within the next 12 hours probably.
Very nice. Oh, we got somebody reading it. We got Texas reading it. Reading Rick today. Just curious. Big George C. Scott Patton fan. Any ideas for characters like that? Oh, that is a great idea. I would love that if they had like a wild ass Patton like general.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, you could even do. What'd be really cool is at some point they could do like Rambo or Chuck Norris or George Patton or some of these classic ones. The problem with it is they have to get the likenesses. They have to talk to the estates and get approval, just like anyone else has to get approval from them. But it would be cool to see representations. I think with Patton, even because he's a public figure, you may be able to do one, or at least something close to him.
Well, I think he's more saying just like make a character that's like him. Is that because I think that could be cool because G.I. Joe doesn't have like a crazy like general.
Right.
I mean, Flagg is kind of like that to a degree, but not like we're Colt. I mean, where Patton was really just like it was his way or no way.
Well, you think about it, is like there's only so G.I. Joe has two generals. We got Hawk, we got other than the judges, the jugglers. The jugglers, yeah. But we got Hawk and we got Flagg. You really could have. You probably would want a few, right? Like in the strip,
right.
You would want a few. So it wouldn't be too bad to add like 2 or 3 more. And maybe one of them's crazy. I kind of like that idea.
What I was going to say
I'd love to see him do a General Joe Colton.
Yeah.
Give us,
that would be to me. And here's the thing: for the 250th anniversary of Star Wars of the United States, instead of doing that Duke, they should have given us a Joe Colton.
Yes.
Right.
That would be great.
But they're not grabbing the money
because that's G.I. Joe.
Yeah. I think they didn't want to. They had to. It was like a requirement. They had to pull something out of their ass, and they did something really quick, and that's what they gave up. That's my theory.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So I just want to say, I read the book. It's an awesome read, really fun. There's a lot of like in jokes. There's a lot of like not even about G.I. Joe, but a lot about G.I. Joe. There's a lot of like world building. You like added some things to the world building, which is very cool. You did some like side notes that were very cool and really fun. And then you use a lot of the cast, which is awesome. And so it's just really cool to see because when we mostly see the storytelling in G.I. Joe and like the stupid movies, we get people who don't give a fuck about it. They don't understand it. They don't know the details. And this is a book where you had like a ton of detail, a lot of like really unique. There's like fun stuff. Like I think it was I remember like there's one of the characters like fought in the All Valley. Like there's like Cobra Kai reference in there.
Yeah. So I had with Jinx.
Yeah,
Jinx, I put her in, because I have her backstory, but I kind of expanded it a little bit, and I put her that she, competed in the All Valley, the San Fernando All Valley Classic or tournament, which, if you know Karate Kid, then you'll know it, and I did that with a lot. There's a lot of little references in there, and there's a lot of things within G.I. Joe that people may not realize are in there too.
A lot.
And I was telling Michael this on Destro Designs that the numbers all mean something too. So like if there's a character that like the Cobra Troopers, I used all designations. So it's like if they're a Cobra officer, it's CO and then a number. Or if they're a Crimson Guard, it's a CG and a number. There are different things like that throughout there. But all of those numbers are something within G.I. Joe. And then the other thing is all of the chapter titles are either G.I. Joe, Gem, Mask, or Transformers cartoon episodes. So depending on what's going on with it, there's a little that's kind of a little hint into it just through the chapter titles. But I took some deep cuts. I mean, like G.I. Jane shows up in this for a minute. I did some original stuff with it, and even I wasn't afraid to allow G.I. Joe to make fun of themselves with some of the things, and still stay true to what it is. And I didn't disclose. I tried not to disavow things. So like even with the movies, I left. I kind of integrated certain parts of it and certain things. There's I'll give you one little thing so I have there's a wrestler that shows up because there actually is a wrestler within the Dreadnoks. I kind of and so I made him tied to Sergeant Slaughter a little bit, and to I took AEW wrestling because they're in Jacksonville, Florida, and changed them to PEW wrestling, Pro Elite Wrestling. And the names I used for the announcers, I stayed kind of true to what they have as their real announcers, but I changed one of them because one of them's name is Excalibur, who's he's a wrestler / now he's a commentator, which is based off of King Arthur's sword. So I took the name and changed his name to be Lancelot's sword. So but there's little tiny things in there, Nice. Your buddy Clean Sweep makes an appearance, but
pedophile face.
But what I tried to do was I really, it was more of me paying homage to what Larry Hahn has created and the world that's been built, for G.I. Joe. This is basically one of the stories I used to play with as a kid, that I came up with.
That's the great thing about people telling stories in this world is we all have our own version, and it's all cool. Like, that's why I don't have mine having like your version, the Energon Universe version. I do mind the movie version because they suck. But the other versions, like Larry Hama's version, it's like cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I really did. I wanted to stay true to what has been created especially with people with characters or origin stories. Now, I did the one thing I did change with, and I worked with Daryl Marshall on this, who a lot of our guy, a lot of the fans will know him. He's a real big GI Joe fan. He's worked with Hasbro consulting as far as getting, with their military expertise. We talked about ranking and what people's ranks should be, or what their what characters' ranks are within GI Joe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we there were some of them we upgraded, because you wouldn't have corporals being in GI Joe necessarily with a
Right,
code name
right,
and having commands and stuff. You'd start it being like a sergeant if you're going to be in a special forces unit like that. So there's a lot of that in there, and there's a lot of new characters, because one thing Larry Hama said was that when he started writing characters that he knew he had to kill, there were he didn't want to kill mainline characters, so he would write a new character. Yeah, well, I mean, it got kind of at some point he did start doing that. He had to, because you couldn't just create a character, put him in a couple episodes, or a female character and put him in a couple episodes, and then just kill him off. You especially since sometimes people end up liking those characters. So, I wanted to create some characters. I wanted not only create some characters that I knew I would have to kill off, but I wanted to create some characters so I could add to the universe itself. So there's a lot of characters that I created, and since this isn't the beginning of GI Joe, this is a new, the most recent iteration of the protocol being in effect again. I wanted to add more characters and new characters. So, and give it a little bit more diversity.
Maybe we can get you an action figure, because you look at do you know about how when they did the Kindle Worlds, right, and they had a vote, and they were able to get this character, I'm blanking on her name, Stiletto, I think her name is Stiletto. Yeah. She ended up getting added into the 50th anniversary line. She's actually a great character. I would love. I think it's Stiletto. Am I wrong? But anyway,
it might be. That name sounds familiar.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But very cool character. She's got like half an eye gone, and she's like a double agent. She would be a really good classified figure. Female Cobra ends up in.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, she's.
I said if I was ever a figure, it would be, I want to be a Dreadnought that was a former GI Joe that is like a triple agent.
So I like that.
Whoever, if Duke or somebody comes to him and says, "Look, we got some money, we need you to do something," he'll do it for him. But he's just a very morally ambiguous character. So
I like it.
He plays both sides of the field.
They killed Battle Force 2000. Yeah, they killed it before the 2000. Yeah, because the 2000 was the future back then, right?
Right.
Yeah, still.
Well, if there's any Battle Force 2000, there are some of those characters that do make an appearance.
We were talking about this
not as Battle Force 2000.
You got a lot of characters in there. There's
so many characters.
Yeah.
Which I think is
the movies is the lack of characters that show up. It's like you got.
But one of the nice things about a novel is it's long enough, or big. You can tell the story you want, and you can put characters in and not have to worry about time.
Yeah.
Whereas with the movie, you only have a finite amount of time, and everything has to make sense. So when you write something, you can't put it in there just arbitrarily. You have to put it in there where it's telling the story and part of the story. And that's why a lot of times where you'll see something and you'll see somebody's, backstory or something, and it gets cut in half, or it's not exactly the way it was. And you're going, I don't like this. This isn't what happened. But they have to do it for time and, and continuity and stuff.
Yeah.
And with a novel, you don't have to do that.
So you've been reading it, Destro. So I'll let you talk about it, and then we'll get to our next next jump back in. But
yeah, I enjoyed it just like you guys. Everybody that knows me knows I don't. I really put my money where my mouth is in terms of this stuff. So I will be purchasing the book, even though I already have the digital copy. I will actually be buying it, and I enjoyed the book so much that I went over to Amazon and got a copy of RA's other book, which I haven't started this yet, but seriously, that's just how So I think right off the bat, I'm glad that everybody can kind of read the first chapter, because I think you get a pretty good idea of how he wants to tell a G.I. Joe story. Also, how well he knows it and is just a good writer. I think you get the flavor for all three of those different things that come out of that first chapter. And I mean, I really don't have too much to add other than you guys kind of went through it. The level of detail is insane. Like he was talking about with the different not everything means something. So like if you're reading, and sometimes it's easy to just glance over something where you're like, what is that? I don't know what that means. It means something, right? It's not there arbitrarily, like he said. Everything in there, it's an economy of words. So this is 100% accurate that I know within 5 to 10 pages if I'm going to like a book or not, right?
Yeah.
I've never read the 5 to 10 pages and said I'm going to like this movie or like this book and then didn't. I always wind up liking it. And I was pretty convinced on this that I wasn't only going to like it, but I was going to love it. And I'd have to say that I do. So could not give any more of a stamp of approval on that for sure.
Yeah. And see, my background, a lot of my background is screenwriting. So there's a lot of dialogue in it.
Yeah.
And what my writing style, I try to make the reader feel like they're a part of the story and not just being told the story like a lot of books do, from a third person point of view. Yeah. So there's a lot of dialogue that tries to put you into it, into the story. So you feel like that it's happening right there with you. And I hope that comes across to everybody. I mean, I had so much fun writing this, and I've been working on it for the last 3 years. Tony and Lenny have both, had copies, then I don't know how much they've read of it because, they're always busy. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's, if the fans love it, then I did my job.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be buying a copy, even though you gave me a copy. Because I like to support my friends when they make a book.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll do a giveaway too.
We'll do a giveaway. I'll get some signed copies and we'll do giveaways and stuff.
Yeah, we could do that on and just give away to the chat. That'd be great. We'll do like a lot, whatever sort of lottery system and figure out somebody to give to in the chat. And I'll mail it away. That'll be fun.
And I can tell you, if you like it, everybody likes it, there is a lot more places to go with it.
Oh hell yeah!
And including the Dreadnoks story I have that I've written as a pilot for a series. I'm thinking now, while I'm waiting for that to happen, is to turn that into a novel. So
nice.
It'll be
awesome.
it'll tie into Protocol more like a kind of a prequel or a kind of happening, like right before, almost simultaneous. But that one's pretty cool too. It's a Sons of Anarchy type show, and it takes place after Zartan comes back from prison and has to put the Dreadnoks back together.
Very cool.
And and what I have with it is, like Sons of Anarchy, and most motorcycle clubs, there are lots of chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is something that happened in the Devil's Due.
Correct.
The Devil's Due did that, yeah.
But the cool thing about that also is it allows you to bring characters in, or or like how Mask always had it, where the computer would tell Tracker which agents he needed for certain missions based on the parameters.
Yeah,
and you can do that with this too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole lot of a whole lot going on with the Dreadnoks one.
Having a drink with you boys. Here we go. Cheers. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I would love it. I'm Dreadnought obsessed, so I'm all for it.
I am too. I got my Dreadnoks cut on right now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading your screenplay. I've got it. I'm gonna read it. I'm actually doing I'm in the process of editing Buzzer's origin story, which should be out later this week. So
nice.
Oh, that Firefly special that you did was amazing. Loved it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm basically gonna do every character eventually. So that's the plan. But
I think somebody did ask in there if my book and the video game are connected. No, they're not. My book is not connected with anything that's out there. You know, it does have references to things that have happened, or you know, as far as like or the way origins took place for certain characters, things like that. But it's a completely standalone from anything else that's out there.
Mm.
We will put a link to the book in the chat as well. Old number 7. All right, here we go. Been a week. Good for you. It's been a week since you had a drink. It's been days since I had a drink.
Nice.
Oh, well, it's been 5 minutes since I drew. All right, let's dive in here. We got a few vehicles here. This is an unbelievable year for vehicles. Where to begin? Let's go with a fan favorite here to start. M.B.T. Mauler. What do you think?
I love the Mauler.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, the way, you know, it rolled on its treads, and it felt like a real tank.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked gorgeous.
Unlike the you know, the M.E.R, where you're completely exposed, you could actually be armored and in the tank.
Right.
You would not be killed by a sniper within 5 minutes of driving that tank. You know.
I don't want to get crucified, but I hated the way it looked. Like
really?
The color.
What?
I don't know why. I think it was the color. I didn't really give a shit for like desert op stuff. Dude, it could literally be because I hate Dusty so much.
You know, it's so funny.
Oh, wow.
If you think about that statement, you're like, yeah, why do we need so much desert stuff 5 years later? In a 25 fucking year war in the desert, it's the only thing we do, and everything military is desert color.
Well, this came out like what, 4 years before Desert Storm?
Yeah,
5 years maybe. I mean, Desert Storm was 91. This was 85. So 6 years before. But the other thing was, this was motorized. You know, it could move by itself.
Yeah, that's so badass. Come on. It had armor pieces that came off. The sides came off. What was that about? I don't know.
It was the
smoke grenade launchers.
I don't think I would have ever been able to have gotten it anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Something about the color, I was just like, meh. Now I appreciate it now.
So good.
Look at that nice big cannon. The whole thing. It's definitely a cool tank. And if we got one in classified, like a HasLab, I'm sure I would absolutely love it. But yeah, I just back then it was something about who knows? It might have really been derived from something because I knew I was never going to be able to. My parents, like, I got a lot of things. I was blessed, but I knew I wasn't getting that.
Now, Melton Cobb says it's been days since he drank. Super chat time. So you want to super chat me? The poor alcoholic has been sober, and I need bourbon money for an entire day and a half. I've been sober for like 10 minutes. Help a brother out, guys. Yes. Believe it or not. So I do not monetize this stream because I feel like it would be really fucking annoying to have a commercial show up in the middle of you watching something. So if you want to give, but you also, you know what, you don't have to either. I make money off AdSense. It's do whatever you feel. It's fine. We're good. We're good. This is all about
Mark,
talking to you.
Mark, it was Stiletto that came out. She came out in 2026 as part of the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, she's so cool. I never had the figure. I kind of want one. You know, I definitely want one. Somebody mentioned it really good. Oh, Mauler is a ruthless name. You're right. It's absolutely brutal.
Mauler was a great name.
Yeah.
Great name.
Yeah, that's true. It is a great name.
And by the way, did anybody watch War Machine? Because that's, to me, it was like War Machine. It wasn't a great movie by any means. It was not a great movie. So, like, did anybody see it in the chat?
It's on my list.
Okay.
I keep hearing the same thing that, you know, it's nothing spectacular, but you know, seeing as how they haven't really been making anything good for a while, it's a good movie to just throw on. So I got it queued up. I'm actually,
it's like you want, you know, there's not a ton of character development, but it's like, it's a straight up, you know, military action. But it's like you made that movie, literally no reason you can't make a G.I. Joe movie that's good. Like,
right.
Like that is
right.
It's like, even if you did a lame, like, because it's kind of like, it would be somewhat of a lame G.I. Joe movie because it's not very, it's like, it all takes place in like 2 days for the most part, except the first half. So the first, like, whoa, Operative D, thank you. You did not have to do that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, from what I've talked to,
drink in person, absolutely, yeah.
From what I've heard and know from a few people at Paramount, that Danny McBride, they're talking to Danny McBride about really working on putting together a a film. So we'll have to see what happens or if that goes forward. I know that
horrible. That motherfucker made the Exorcist movie, wrote the Exorcist movie, I think, didn't he? That was a piece of shit. I do like Danny McBride typically, though. So I will say I like Danny McBride, and he probably is about the age that he should be a G.I. Joe fan. There's no way he's not. So he's
definitely a G.I. Joe fan.
Okay. Oh, nice. All right.
I mean, what
makes that suck is bullying. You're right. Yeah. Hey, this is a super chat, people. How am I going to bully people if I don't get the super chat? I'm going to continue my bullying of action figures. He sucks so hard on the Halloween and I don't even remember if he did the Exorcist. I think I know he works with the same guy who did Halloween 2, the new ones 2 and 3, which are horrible movies. And then he did the Exorcist, which was one of the worst pieces of shit I have ever seen. And
it's none of it. It's all not encouraging. It's really
not encouraging, but he is a good writer. He can do good stuff. So maybe it won't break his brain in the same way, and he'll do a good movie. But they're really, if you watch that movie, you'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, this is, you could take the same budget, reconfigure it, do a kind of cool, like more contained G.I. Joe movie, which I don't want to contain one, but anyway, let's move on.
Well, sorry, I would love to have him do my a version of Protocol. I'll leave it at that. But yeah.
Dude, I think I listen, I got to be honest with you. If it was like, if I had some kind of magic option that I could snap my fingers and it's either we roll the dice with some Hollywood bullshit or they literally make the movie out of your story, I would snap that finger so fast. You know what I mean? I have much more faith in what you wrote than anything that they're probably going to wind up putting out there. I hope I'm wrong, though, right? I
man, that's thank you. That's high praise. I appreciate it.
That's also I also feel like the Energon Universe cartoon is so much more interesting than any movie they're gonna make. Like it's just like, they're just like no, they're not, because they're not gonna make that has actual potential to be good. If they made your book into a movie, it'd be good. But I feel like they're gonna do are not gonna be good. It's unfortunate, but whatever.
I agree.
All right, so let's.
I always gotta hope for the best, though.
Yeah, you gotta hope. That's why I like the He-Man movie. I'm totally hopeful. I think it could be very good. You never know.
The trailer looks like what we want, but we've only seen one trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a weird one. Okay. This is a weird one, and it gets a mixed bag of reviews from people. So I'm interested to see what you people think about it. You in the chat as well. Oh, Yojo Reviews is here. Hello.
What's up, Mark?
Welcome.
What's going on, brother?
G.I. Joe Warrior Flash and Classified. I think Flash is coming, man. I think it's got to be, right? I don't know why we have sci-fi and not Flash, but this is your mission. My mission is C-grip hands on the G.I. Joe figures. Your mission is Flash.
I'm pretty sure Flash will be coming soon.
He's got to be. He's got to be. And then because it's such an easy pull for them to do Flash and then change the face sculpt and put Grand Slam in a vehicle like the house.
Right.
That's what I wish. Right. And because every year at Comic-Con, I get some one-on-one time with Tony and with Lenny, and hopefully one of the things I wanted to ask him this year is start a fan poll of what figures the fans want. Come up with like 5 or 6 figures.
Yeah.
And do a poll to see what the fans want, and then make that figure.
Yes, absolutely.
And Star Wars did that a while back, and it worked until everybody started wanting the quote-unquote slave Leia, and they at that point, but they did do it in Black Series at one point.
Of course, you gotta do it. Who would want that? Everybody wants that.
Unfortunately, what the number one, and if they don't put the certain names on the list, Hooded Cobra Commander is going to be the one that runs away with it.
100%. 100%. I've heard a rumor they're going to do it. That they're over it and they're going to do it. There's a rumor going around.
Ooh.
Hey, it's not an official rumor. But okay. Silver Mirage, who let Bazooka drive a motorcycle? The guy is dangerous. He's slow. He's a slow man. He's very
good. Listen, I was
he's not all there in the head, and he probably shouldn't be driving.
I was just watching the episode, from the Pyramid of Darkness. There's 3 episodes in a row where Alpine and Bazooka they eventually meet up with Quick Kick, but I swear to God, the man responds in one sound. It's not even like sometimes he just goes, Alpine, help. And it's just it's like I didn't even remember it being that egregious when I was watching this recently, because I do my little good morning clips, right? And as I'm like, oh my God, he sounds mentally handicapped, like legitimately, like not 100%. And I'm just shocked that I didn't remember it being so unbelievably crazy when I was a kid.
Look,
I was like,
the best thing about the Silver Mirage is the packaging. Is that you have Bazooka driving it with the back plate, the protective back plate on, and then you have Duke behind him that's just in his fatigues. That he has no protection if they fall off. But Bazooka's got the protection.
What even is that back plate? Is that what it is? Is it armor?
So it's a backslide in case you would fall off the back of the motorcycle. Okay. It's supposed to protect your back.
Huh.
Okay, does that exist? Is that a thing that actually exists?
Not to that degree. Most of you'll see like a lot of motorcycles you'll see out. Especially with quote unquote crotch rockets, they'll have a vest that has a jacket that has a metal plate built into the back of it, like metal ribs that go up the back. Yeah. But nothing to that degree.
If you read this, it says it's aerodynamic driver fairing. What does that mean?
But it's just funny that it was drawn on the back of Bazooka, and Duke's got nothing but his helmet.
What do you guys think? What was your take? Did you like this thing or not? What do you think?
I didn't get down with Sky Patrol. I thought it looked weird with the shiny. What I did do though is I did eventually trade for it because I had a Captain Power doll or figure, and I put it on there, and I felt like that it looked good enough. I don't remember what I traded for it, but yeah, in the sidecar was a little busted up, but it was good enough when I slapped Captain Power on there that it looked good. That was the extent of.
Yojo Review says it always fell apart. Yeah, it really is the least sturdy thing they ever made. I actually love the vehicle, but it just was a piece of crap as far as like it's falling apart. The wheel broke. The sidecar broke.
It was a motorcycle, so I liked it, but yeah, it fell apart all the time.
Yeah. I love the cannon also. Like I was thinking about the cannon. If it can't rotate, you're just really there's no point in having a person man it.
Right.
Like it's like if you can't move it around, why is a person even bothering? It's just like press a trigger.
Just say put the thumb trigger right on the other part of the bike,
Yeah.
The trouble is with a rocket launcher like that, because it is a rocket launcher, because you can see the rockets there.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That motorcycle is going to be flying backwards.
Yeah.
When it gets,
and
it's going to be falling over. There's no way you could fire that thing while you're driving it.
Right.
I love the little like missile grenades on the side. I don't even know what those things are, but they're supposed to be like little tiny missiles, but they're pointed downwards. Or actually, I think I used to point mine backwards. I think he has them in the wrong position. I always had them backwards, which would make more sense because if they're firing backwards and angled, then they could be like back missiles or something. What do you?
I always you're talking about on the bike itself.
There's 2 missiles. There's the missiles that are on the sidecar, which are perfect.
Right.
But I also really dug these missiles in the back here, right?
Yeah.
But those don't make any sense because they're shaped like missiles, but if they're missiles, they're forward facing. And they're pointed down, which would kill you and anybody riding the bike. What the fuck is that? What is with that?
They're not the same ones.
Grenades, kind of, but that doesn't make that much sense either. I'm gonna see what they are. Let's see what they are according to the. Sorry, what do you think they are?
I don't freaking know. It's not the only thing I could think of is something that doesn't necessarily shoot off. It just flops over like a landmine. If something's chasing it, you just You know, I don't know.
See, I
If that was
always thought they were extra missiles, you know, like just auxiliary missiles to put into the cannon, but they don't actually fit.
But that also
But
says a mortar launcher, which
that does say mortar launcher. Yeah,
I don't know. That does not fit
it's
with my limited understanding of what a mortar is. A mortar goes up and over, right? I don't really.
yeah.
right.
Those are definitely more missiles than mortars.
Yeah, and okay. So what is the point of that shit? I think whatever. Okay, I don't know. It's a goofy
Right.
vehicle. I did love it, except for the fact that it kind of sucks and breaks all the time.
Yeah.
To be
Oh,
honest, those missiles are almost as bad as the ferrets, and I know we're going to get to the ferret in a minute, but the ferret missiles to me were always the most absurd.
But so
yeah.
good. Come
Oh,
on, how
the
much
double
do you love that
direction,
shit?
the
Let's get
double
into it,
direction
then.
missiles. Yeah, brother.
No, come on. They make 100% sense. They fire backwards and forwards.
Right.
But where's the propeller? Where does the exhaust come out?
Where's the propulsion?
You know? Where does it?
They're brilliant, man.
There's no propellant.
It's amazing.
It's just going to sit there and explode.
Right. What is that? What is the point of that? Yeah.
That's why when the classified one came out and they did the same thing, I was so disappointed.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. They're stupid as fuck. I still love them.
But I do love that they
are very much characteristic of the vehicle, which is
sure.
Cool. Yeah. My only maybe there's like I don't even know. There's like a jet that comes to the side. I don't know. Who knows?
Really no, it'd be cool if they break apart. So it's like it shoots up or something, and then all of a sudden breaks apart and goes in two different directions. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Texas out if we bag on the Ferret. I'm agreed.
Or like in Twisted Metal, they had the boomerang missile. Yeah. So it would fire, it'd go so far and then would come back at you. That's what that would be kind of cool. I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate now.
I love this thing so much. This is one of my top most fun vehicles of all time, I think.
I had so much fun with that vehicle.
It's
agreed.
A legendary vehicle.
I feel like given its use in the Sunbow cartoon, to me it's integral up there with the hiss, the claw, the trouble bubble, the snake armor. And then, one of the coolest uses is when they were in the period of the darkness, when they're up in Space Station Delta and the dreadnoughts are just like floating the fuck around on them. Hysterical.
Totally.
Will Scorpio says, I don't see Firefly. Sorry, Storm Shadow. Yeah, ninjas don't drive. Also, what's with Firefly riding bitch?
Right.
Holding, hanging on to Storm Shadow's waist. That is not all right. That is not a what are they? A bicycle built for two? I don't know. You can just put one person on that shit. I don't know.
It's not very becoming.
The only thing I could think of is they needed to sell more figures of those two.
Spooning ninjas are helping sell it. Yeah.
Spooning ninja.
But that's a lot of firepower for an ATV.
Right, yeah, I didn't like in the new one the way the gun moved. It didn't. To me, it's like no. It's you have the moving one in the front, so you have the standard like very powerful gun. If you got to move that and drive, you're fucked. I don't think it's working. You know what I mean? So I
right.
I love this thing, man. The suspension was so good. It worked so well.
Oh yeah,
agreed. Totally fantastic.
Top vehicle to me, one of the top favorite all times. All time great.
I think you said it best. The playability, it the little suspension, and if I remember, that thing used to you could push it and it would roll like the wheel action. Like I can remember like on a linoleum floor being like pew, and that fucker would just glide. It was sweet.
I lived on a hill, so it would roll down. I had this really long driveway, so we'd take it to the top of the driveway and we just let it roll all the way down to the bottom. And it was so much fun to play with. I love that thing.
Oh, little rubber raft. Somebody's asking for what is the little rubber raft called? Here we go. This is a good segue into our next piece here, which was this is such a stupidly simple piece, and yet it was so good. It just held so much imagination for me. I don't know. Did other people feel like that? You're just like,
dude,
I want them to make a classified one so bad.
Now, Action Force is making one. It's coming out.
Yeah.
You can also get one from Mo's Mine Custom Design on Etsy. He makes a fabulous
it's a fucking
one.
raft, so they can't like copyright that shit or trademark that
Right.
shit. It's a raft.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But no, it's listen, I agree with you. The card art on the front of this, I could just stare at that for hours. Legitimately, is amazing.
Unlike the Ferret, they have the perfect pair. They have the perfect pairing of figure. They got Firefly in it. That makes total sense.
Right.
A Ferret riding bitch with Storm Shadow. That is not a good pairing.
No,
I still love that they have to put on there that it does not shoot.
Right. They had to do that with everything. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing that great about this thing was that knife, dude. Remember that?
Yes.
And that machine gun, because that was like the machine gun Cobra used in the cartoon.
Right.
That was the gun that they used, right? That was like, which is weird. You didn't really see it in other spots. I feel like that's the closest to the one they were using. And then you got that the shovel, you got the knife, you got the, that wasn't that was a big knife.
It was huge.
That's a huge Bowie knife.
And it was
reminiscent of
really. It was good.
Hit and Run and Shockwave. We're the only ones that had a big knife like that.
Yeah. And those are many years later.
Right. Yep, good stuff.
The only thing with that knife is that knife would fuck up your G.I. Joe thumbs. You know.
It was too big to fit in their hands, really.
Yeah, and that was when the thumbs would really fuck with your shit. You know, the thumbs would ruin your day.
But yeah, this was so much. I love taking this thing down to the creek and having landing parties with it.
It's so good. It's the simplest thing, and it's just so perfect.
Yeah.
To me, this was always how I could get to the surveillance port. The surveillance port, because it's got those little, it's like elevated, and I used to hook up like a hose or do something to where that was in the water, and so I'd have like scrap iron with his missile thing on one side, and then this would show up with Firefly, and then that's how they would, like, everything would operate around that. Cobra Commander would yell and scream, say something stupid. Destro would come up with a better idea, and then they'd go about their ways. That's how it was. Tried and true every time.
J.R. Chapman asked,
but this one is so simple that.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead.
Oh, well, it was called the Devilfish, and that they must make that in classified any minute. They got to make it. It's got
to do it.
Yeah.
Devilfish is a must.
Yeah, so good. It's an easy win for them. It's a $50.
You could even do this. You could do this, and a Devilfish is a 2-pack.
I would do it.
Give them each one figure and do it as a 2-pack.
It will be
sell it for
good.
like $80.
Yes, 100%.
That does sound pretty awesome. I mean, I feel like I would. I mean, at this point, if they came out with a night landing, I would probably have to get it just because they made it. But that one that Matt from Mo's Mine made is right now. I haven't done the photos for it yet, but I did sit the eels in it and everything. And I know that my brother CG Horror bought one the same color, and he ordered from some website the stickers for the number that go on the side, he did that for his, and it looks fucking phenomenal. So I'm excited as hell for that.
It might be too simple for them to do. It's just like easier for them to let other companies do it, but it's a perfect vehicle.
Well, I mean, if you put it with a figure, you could even put it with another new figure,
Yeah.
Like do something like they did like with the Claw, you put a female trooper in there or something, or, create a Cobra Night Force and put put a new figure in it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would love it. All right, this is so good. Such a simple thing, but so good. All right, let's get to a couple of let's knock out a couple of the really boring ones. All right, so the weapon transport. I don't have a whole lot to say about this thing.
I had it and I loved it.
Did you?
It's not too fancy, but I love the little bomb, the way that it towed. But I would do it where it would do like a drive-by, and ambush would be hanging on, and so they'd pull up, they'd stop, and Ambush would use his soft goods to cover the bomb. Then they'd drive away, and when Cobra came by with a hiss, they'd pull they'd hit that detonator button and blow it up.
See, to me, this was perfect. Like you put it on the runway next to the Sky Strikers.
Yeah,
you know, it's your weapons mover.
That's
it's
the perfect
not
use.
exciting in any way. You get it, and you're just like whatever. But if you put it on the deck of the Flagg, it's perfect. Yeah.
And then they have the other one, which is the bomb disposal, where it's got the thing in the front. And I used to have them. They like work together. They were in tandem. I love that fucking thing too.
All right, well, let's get it because that's on here too.
Oh, nice.
This one I'm gonna say I fucking love.
Yeah,
this thing is so cool.
Yeah. It's so awesome.
You could just you go and rush some bats with that, and crushing bats and ramming into them. All the construction, that to me that this one was really fun. It was actually that's a sleeper for me. That's like a little tiny vehicle that doesn't mean a lot, but I actually loved.
Right.
The only problem is if you're the driver, you have very limited visibility.
Yeah, true.
You have that little slit.
I think you're also going to die if you.
Most likely.
I don't think that little shield is going to stop it from exploding and killing you, right? No.
Oh, absolutely. It was also Tripwire's road to glory because now he really had something to get in behind and you know what I mean? Like I was always partial to Tripwire and thought he was awesome anyway, but it was really something cool for him to get into and really hit his stride as a on the main stage Joe when once that thing came in for sure.
You're a fan of the nerds, I think, there, Destro, right?
I don't know what it is. It's like the specialty guys definitely gets. Because if I look at what I ultimately wound up doing for like a living and stuff, is I love messing with shit, and so these guys were always and I felt like what made them cooler back then than they would be today is that back in the 80s, with how much I like mainframe, because computers were magic back then. So a metal detector was a little bit more of a cool thing in the 80s than it is now. Now it's, it's just that loner on the beach trying to find, shit in the sand.
Metal detectors were a rage in the 80s. I mean, you'd go to the beach and you'd see lots of people with them.
That's what he was to me. He was a middle-aged man in a Speedo. Walking on the beach, looking at trying to find some fucking old watch. He was the lamest. I mean, I know now he's an EOD. He's about one of the coolest things you can be. I mean, it's like an insane job. But
you could release these now. Both of these you could release now. You know how we're getting the mustard and ketchup for Cobra. You could release both of these now with a mustard and ketchup for G.I. Joe.
Hell yeah!
I like it.
I love this thing. This thing is so good, man. It's just such a cool, weird little vehicle. It came with 2 mines. Those mines look great too. Another thing, they built the world. They weren't even part of it, but you use them in the world. That bomb was great. This thing is really underrated. It's one of the very cool piece for this year.
Yep, loved it.
All right, so there's nothing boring. Okay, there's really nothing boring left. Here's the only other boring thing here we'll talk about, which are repaints. Which some of them not boring, but the Cobra Cat. I had no idea this thing even existed. This was not on my radar. I didn't care about it. I didn't want it. I don't want one. I don't think that Cobra would be grabbing a tank that's a standard ass G.I. Joe tank and painting it. That to me is backwards, where G.I. Joe grabbing a Cobra vehicle, higher tech, painting it with tiger point colors, that makes some sense. So.
Yeah, when you have the hiss, this just seems like you're going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wait, that's gonna be slow. Like it's a slow tank. It's gonna less. I feel like the hiss tank would just run circles around it and just fucking decimate it.
Yeah.
Crimson attack tank. It's not even crimson, and what's got red on it?
Right. What I liked about it was that there was when I was young, the color scheme for Cobra was always there was like a debate. because to me it was like, why are they using this blue? Because black is more of like an evil color, right?
Yeah.
Now that said, I did love the Cobra blue. I thought it was fantastic to the degree that I always said, I know it's called the Crimson Guard, but I don't know why they chose to deviate from that blue, because that the Crimson Guard is the very first figure or Cobra trooper or soldier that deviated from that typical blue color, and like everything else had blue. And so I always kind of wanted the Crimson Guard to be called something else and have them be blue. And when I got that tank, I stuck that Crimson Guard right in the top, and I was like, oh, okay. He finally feels like he's at home with something there. I don't know. It always, I love the figure. I think they're amazing. Even as a kid, I can remember the card art was, I would stare at it. Like I loved it. Like I loved the rest, but there was definitely a deep seated thing where I was like, I wanted these to be blue. And so when I got that tank, though, it really helped.
Did you?
But one
you
of the
had
problems
this?
was when you're a kid and you go into a toy store and you see the cat and the Mauler on the shelf together, you're gonna get the Mauler over the cat.
Yeah.
Because it was so much cooler and it was motorized. So you're right there as a kid. You're thinking, no way, I already have, the Mobat. I don't need to get the cat.
Yeah.
It was cool. Now, if they would have made it red with black accents, maybe.
Right.
Agreed. Will Scorpio asks, "What's your most wanted classified figure that they will never make?" I don't think there's anything they will never make.
That was one of the things that between Tony and Lenny, they both said nothing is off the table, except for maybe Cobra Commander. That was the only one that they kind of said, and that was a couple of years ago. So that may be Cobra Commander, the hooded Cobra Commander may have changed, but as of they've said that there's nothing off the table. They want to do is everything that they can.
For me, the big one is Quinn.
Quinn's a good one.
Quinn. I think they will make him, but I don't think they'll make him soon. I don't think he'll be a priority. And for me, that's sort of sad. So Justin says fridge. Oh, another one would be Iron Grenadier Roddy Piper, because they might have trouble with the light.
Well, they'd have to go back to his. First of all, I think WWE owns the rights for his likeness through his estate.
Probably.
I heard it was like his daughter or some shit, but whatever.
Yeah,
I would love that.
You know what? One I'm surprised I'm surprised they didn't do Arctic Snake Eyes with the Snowcat as one of the tiers.
It's just a no-brainer. Yeah. They love a snake because they're going to do it in the figure.
That's one of the ones I'm worried we don't get is that Arctic. I was referencing it earlier. They made it in the 25th anniversary. It's one of the coolest looking 3 3/4 figures they ever made. So they should really do that. But also something that I talk about just to answer that question though is I am totally very much worried that we will never get the Iron Grenadiers version 8, the heavy gunner with the big outfit, the giant, like huge. I want that just as much as anything else. But the one that I'm really worried about is I bet that they ultimately will do an ambush. But my issue is, do they go absolutely bananas and give him like his due? Right? Are they going to give him? Are they going to do him like Tripwire and Scrap Iron? Are they going to give us that special classification? I am, and the same thing, but on a little bit of a lower level with Lightfoot. I know a lot of people are not huge fans of Lightfoot, but I am, and I would like to see him get. I think they could do the same thing for Tripwire that they did for Lightfoot. It would be awesome.
One of the ones I really want to see is Scoop. I'm sure we'll get him at some point. But the ones that I'd like to see us get, and I don't think we will, is Mara. I don't think they're going to. They would be nice to see him do one, but I don't think we'll get one unless you maybe do it in a 2-pack with a shipwreck.
I think we'll get a Mara eventually.
No, I think so. I think so too.
It's a no-brainer to me. They got to make a Mara.
For figures like that, those make great convention, figures. Because
you're talking about Iran in the chat. I have no idea why. I'm not even. No idea why. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not bothering. Sorry.
No, do not.
I don't care. Like I care, but not here. Like
I'd love to see a Dr. Venom, and hopefully one day we'll get Dr. Venom.
Yeah, well, Monster Force made him. Did you see that?
I did.
If he does not come with a brainwave scanner, I will be so angry. It will be such a fail on their part. He has to have the brainwave scanner. That to me is a no-brainer. Why would you not do? Okay, so here's a couple more. Lady J captured at Castle Destro. Oh yeah, we definitely want that. I would love to see the like cultists.
Oh yeah,
very cool.
I think that was one of the things that I said when we wanted. We were thinking of bizarre GI Joe ideas. Mine was to have the Sarlacc pit or whatever the hell they're calling that thing. That's from Star Wars. But the actual well with the monster at the bottom, and you could have Lady J suspended by a rope.
Yeah, with the little tentacle like Cthulhu monster. That'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
I doubt we'll get like the bikini ones, Baroness in the bikini, and any of the females in bikinis. I don't see those happening.
Oh, speaking of the Baroness,
that's not happening. That's a good point. Satin, yeah, I don't think we're gonna get satin, but that would be cool. I'd buy that.
Now, here's the thing about satin. I did when I was talking to Tony and Lenny about Cold Slither a couple years ago. One of the things we were talking about is they kind of mentioned maybe it'd be cool to do Snake Eyes and Shipwreck in the disguise and the animals in the disguise, and you could throw satin in with them.
Yeah.
And that would be the cool thing to do is, you've already done Cold Slither. Now do the G.I. Joe ones. You don't have to do the average Joe band. Do do Snake Eyes and Shipwreck, because everybody loves Shipwreck. Everybody loves Snake Eyes. Everybody loves the animals. And then you throw satin in there.
Oh, totally buy that shit.
Totally.
We're gonna change it to Killer Whale. Yeah, that's not happening. I don't think we'll get that. That'd be cool though. All right, what do you guys think of this? All right, let's spend 30 seconds on this thing because I don't care about it at all. Again, we got a red paint in his tank. See, again, I did not know this existed. I guess
this was always one of my holy grails.
This is kind of cool.
I saw this years ago after the 25th or the 50th or no, this 25th anniversary line came out. And I saw this in a retail store, or like a secondhand store, and they wanted like $400 for it. But this was always part of my holy grail.
Yeah.
I had no idea it existed.
My grandfather bought this for me, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite things. I had two black hisses, and then this one in the middle. I loved it. Loved it.
But this is what I'm saying with the cat. They should have done. They should have made it red.
Yeah, especially since they have this. How well would those two things have fit together?
Oh, you would have had a battalion right there, in the making.
Yeah. All right, we can have dudes with their leather bar vibe like Mindbender. We can't get Bikini Barons. That's so sexist. That's so true. Wait, 7-inch. Trying to interpret that one. Yeah, breakdancing Snake Eyes. Definitely not. Yeah.
No, but that would be like a pimp. If you did the one from the episode, it's like a pimp daddy Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So all right. Well,
it's never been done. That would be the first Snake Eyes that has not been done.
All right, one more repaint, and then we're moving on. We got nothing left in the repaint section. And I had no idea this existed. A blue one, and I'm sure they'll do that in the next couple of years. Would you take one of these in classified or?
Yes.
Probably.
A quick yes. The Cobra Blue is so iconic, and honestly, the way that they did it, if you look at the blue on like the number 12 or number 24 troopers, if they did it just that color, man. Now I wouldn't buy 5 like I did the white one, but I think I'd have to get maybe one. If you had a blue one, I think I could see Cobra Commander climbing out of that. I think that would be pretty dope, But yeah, no, I would definitely be getting one.
To be honest, I'd prefer a black or a red one, but the blue one wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Although having Storm Shadow in this, it just doesn't make sense. Nor does the missiles and stuff that goes on the back of it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I know that those are supposed to be the extra weapons, and then at least give you an extra port to put them somewhere.
What is that about, dude? What is that?
I think it was just for storage.
I'm trying to find a picture of them doing that, but where is it?
I don't think
on the rotating picture they're stuck on the back of it.
Oh, all right, yeah, because I'm like, all right, yeah, that's stupid. I never knew that. I don't think I knew that you could do that.
Dumb as hell.
I don't think I ever did that. Although that's kind of cool as a back weapon, like a machine gun on your back. Anybody?
Well, if you had like if it was like a cannon that came up and would rotate around, that would be cool. But these just stick out like they didn't have anywhere else to put them.
Did you have any? I had no idea those fit on the back of that thing. I assume they fit on the back of the white one. Yeah. So did you know that? Did anybody know that?
I did not.
I never noted. I never knew that until I just saw that picture.
I will say, I think classified. I think classified missed a little something. It almost appears that they could have, for just a little bit more, they could have made it so the classified claw mounts onto the back of the snake armor. Because I don't know if you've ever seen that, like put together like that, but this freaking thing, if you take this, right, and you take this.
Look at that fucking arm just fell right off. Do you see how? Oh shit! Did that work?
Listen. So if I take, what is it? I think it's So I have these. There's these two pieces, and then there is this back piece. There's nothing to make it on there, but I can tell you right now that having access through the front, I really wanted to take one of these.
Very cool, honestly. Yeah,
it'd be very cool.
Dude, just look at it.
Look really smart if they had put those together.
Hey, Michael, flip it over. Flip the claw over. No. So so it's the front where your hand is against the back of the snake.
So like that.
Like turn it around. Like the whole thing. Like do 180. Oh. There. See, that to me would fit better if the wings would. Like if you had a peg on it, then that would fit on it.
Well, I'll tell you, one way or the other. I do think that would be just an amazing thing, and then like these two things can push down to connect to the top of the head, So and then you have this.
That would be really cool, man.
It would be awesome. Yeah.
That would be cool.
I think they could have got that. And again, I think I said this here before too, is that I really think they missed a boat on not putting the big white bomb right here that the original claw came with, so they could use it as a drone with a giant like megaton bomb on it. I was actually shocked that they didn't actually do that. I thought that was crazy.
Look, dude, double down over here. I'm not a big blocker. I'm not a big type of person who loves to say like, don't come into the chat and you should have your. I'm a free speech absolutist. What the fuck are you talking about Iran in the G.I. chat?
Come on, brother.
Like, I'm gonna let you do it. Whatever, you do your thing. But what are you wasting your time? There's nothing to do with it. And I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not pro nor negative in any way. Has anybody talking about Iran? Okay, this was so stupid. He didn't know how to stick the missiles up the guy's ass. I know it's true. I stuck them my ass instead. That's what I do with it. So I have no idea. This is fucking Zion. We're talking about Zionism. Why? What are we talking about?
Right.
What are we talking about here, people? We're talking about
toys.
Joe.
Come on, man.
G.I. Joe. All right. And neither pro nor anti. I'm just zero interest in talking about that shit. So
I think if you found yourself here saying that, it's time to put the internet down for a little while.
Go smoke
or something down.
Crack.
I mean, whatever they're smoking needs to be put down for just a little bit.
Right. More crack. Come back and talk about G.I. Joe, maybe. All right, let's talk about.
Or at least share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Come on, share with the class.
The Awe Striker. What was your feeling on this one?
Loved it. Loved it.
I had so much fun with this.
Yeah.
Yep. I think, if I remember correctly, I may have gone through 3 of those fuckers because I used to right off the dirt, like for some reason that one had that dune buggy kind of feel, and I used to make dirt mounds, and I would make it one way higher than the other, so it would come down and go whoop and fly off. And what I would try to do is I would line it up where I would have like the Cobra, like the Fang, kind of somebody holding it and moving it across the dirt path with their hand, and I would try to time it so I could shoot the Awe Striker out and hit the Fang in mid-flight. That's I loved it. I love that fucking thing.
Look, I can't tell how many times that me and my friends would take this and the Ferret and put them at the top of my driveway and see which one would make it down the hill the fastest. I mean, we used to race those things back. But even every year when I'd go to the beach for the summer, The Oz Striker was with me. It was a perfect dune buggy.
It had a great suspension system.
Definitely.
That's one of the nice things about the classified one. It does have a good suspension system.
Oh yeah. Another thing I love about this, the removable engine. Like those little details are so good. It's something that not a lot of other toys did. Where you just like you just wouldn't even think of it. You know what I mean? Like even Star Wars, they didn't do this shit. You just have these like tiny little details. You can open up a panel. There's an engine. You pull the engine out. You know, even they, you know, later on they would have like in the mobile command center, you'd have a place where you could like lift the engine out. But it was like a perfect. It's just so cool they were thinking like that. You know.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Big miss on the new one is the lack of that cannon. I love that cannon so much. To me, the cannon was like almost what made it the Oz Striker. I don't understand why they didn't do the cannon, right?
I feel like so as it turns out, I love the way that the new one looks so much that I left it like that. Now, that's not to say though that I'm shocked that they went with such a huge departure. I feel like this vehicle was one of those vehicles that was affordable. You know what I mean? Like in terms of vehicles. So I feel like everybody I knew had one. Like I said, I had like 3. And just to know that it was that popular and then come out with the classified version that deviates so far from it, you know. I'm shocked at that
point. I don't know. I don't mind. Like that thing is like I'm not one of those people because some people are like with classified is like never deviate ever. Just everything needs to be exactly the way we had it. I don't feel that way at all. I don't actually like. I like it when they do revamp, like they update things, but I don't understand why like you would just remove the most iconic part of this this vehicle. You know, I mean, like,
well, they went with the 50 cal, so it was more. I don't know if they thought it was more practical for it, but I mean that was one of the most iconic things about it was
giant cannon.
Yeah,
the gridiron cannon is a good solution though, for sure. Oh, and if anybody has the issue with the roll cage, Mark, I actually ordered you one.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, that clip thing. Yeah, I'm getting something else from him too. Yeah, and I actually ordered I'm gonna order a couple and I'm gonna give a few away because they're relatively inexpensive. And like I said, having seen everybody else with the nightmares, I was lucky enough. Matt sent me one and I clipped it together. And RA, I'll send you one too. It's this little clip set. It literally takes less than a minute to put on, and it will change your life in terms of those roll cage situations. It's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, this is great. I mean, certainly the suspension was great. Love that. Love crankcase.
You remember? You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember? There was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon back in the 80s that had a dune buggy in it. It always reminded me of it.
Okay,
like a speed buggy or something.
What was that, dude? I swear I can see it in my mind's eye, but
it was an orange little. It was orange little. It was like Scooby Doo, but it was a dune buggy.
Okay,
but it always reminded me of that, where the new one actually looks more like a vehicle than the cartoonish one. But I love that thing. I must have went through like 2 or 3 of them too because that thing was just always used.
So good, yeah, so good. All right, let's see. Oh, here's a little one that okay, so this is a little tiny vehicle here. With the little vehicles are always fun for me. What do you guys feel about this one?
I never liked the Armadillo.
No, I feel like a lot of people don't like it.
I know it was used in the cartoon a few times, but I never cared for it. It just, I don't know. I as far as the little ones go, this was my least favorite.
Oh yeah.
What I love most about it is that the figure that driving it actually fit like down in there really well. Yeah. And that was like, so that was cool. But then also my memory of the way that the figures they actually stayed on the back, like, because they had that thing to hold on to, and then there was the foot peg. And I just
Mhm.
remember that it being more successful with getting the figures on the back than I was with other vehicles where the dudes would fall off and you'd have to like use scotch tape to hold them the fuck on, or but this one, that was the thing. Oh, and again, I also had an affinity for the things that I could get, and this was more in my
Yeah.
price range. I mean, like it's my grandfather bought me a few things. My aunt in the Christmas of '86 bought me like a whole fuck ton of stuff. But like things like this is what I would get. I could talk my parents into buying me shit like this. So I love it.
I kind of love it. It's just a quick. To me, it felt like it would be fast
Yeah.
and armored, and yeah, like he was in there. Granted, you could certainly lob a grenade in the opening in the back, but
Right.
I love the idea of a tiny little tank. It's a kind of a cool idea, actually, just like a tiny little fast attack armored vehicle with some cannons on it. But I love all these things have a bar, somebody to ride on the back. Not a good plan. I think you're done. If
You're dead. You're toast.
You're fucking toast, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're hung out to dry back there. Nothing you can do about it.
Hated the armadillo. Somewhat. All right, we got some love for the armadillo. You loved it. Okay, I kind of loved it. I thought it was a fun one. It was a fun, fast, little quick. Yeah, it's cool.
I had a buddy who loved it. I mean, that was his go-to vehicle, and yeah, I just I think maybe because he loved it so much, I just turned me off on it. But I don't know.
Right.
All right, here's another one for you.
I love this.
Me too.
Absolutely. As much as I dislike the armadillo, I love the bridge layer.
It's an all-timer for me. I had it from as soon as it came out, almost all the way through. I think somewhere along the way, I busted a piece that something didn't operate right, but it didn't matter. I could still make it. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I think of all time. It was part of every Joe. So like I said, it would always be the Joes looking for the Cobras. We'd have the surveillance port and the bunker and the water and setup, and ultimately, in order to get to them, they would have to fight Cobra back so the bridge layer could come and get in there. And plus, it comes with one of those gloriously bad like figures. Toll Booth got
what are you talking about?
No, I do. I love him too. Everybody else seems to think he's terrible. I love
Toll
him.
Booth was so bad he was good.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's one of those figures that went all the way back around to being good. Then from the name to the village people look, all the way back around to being an iconically cool figure.
Yes.
His face sculpt is bad, but it's so specific that it looks like a real dude. Like you're like, that has to be based on.
Yes, 100%.
Comes up with that face sculpt.
He's one of the maintenance guys at Hasbro.
Yeah, and he's rocking the stripped down shirt. He's got a sledge. To me, he had a sledgehammer. That was 100% the best
sledgehammer. It's just
breaking skulls with that shit, man.
No,
even the hats on, the hard hats on crooked because he's got attitude.
So good. Come on.
The only thing what he needs is a toothpick. Like if he had like a toothpick coming out, it would be flawless.
Yeah, I was gonna say he needs a mustache. He needs an '80s big, Magnum PI mustache.
That would make him officially Village People. Yeah,
the toothpick would have been good too.
He's so good. I love him. This thing was so fun. One of the things I loved about this, I used to do this, which doesn't make any sense, but is like you drop the bridge on a tank or something. You know what I mean? You can drop the bridge on a Ferret and just crush it. But having a fight on the bridge was fun. Like you could lay the bridge out and then have people knocked off of it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Because you could actually use it. That's the thing. You could dig just a divot, right? And you fill it up with water from the hose. And 100%. Yep.
That bridge was fun, man. And it's a real vehicle. It's a real thing.
Awesome.
But his file card's awesome too. I mean, his name is Chuck X for nothing Gorin. And it says in there that his parents got him a construction set for Christmas and he wore it out before he was 7. I mean, come on, this guy is just legitly badass.
Oh wait, I gotta grab something from my. You guys talk for 1 second.
Yep.
I love this guy. It's funny. I do have I have Jerrica Benton, aka Jem, in the book, and she's talking to Duke, and she makes fun of the absurdity of some of the G.I. Joe code names, and I don't remember if I used Toll Booth or not, but there are some. But it's just the fact that he is a bridge layer and his name is Toll Booth. Come on,
I know.
It's kind of a lame name, I will admit. I forgot.
But it's lame in the most coolest way.
When we did figures last week, we talked about, or the last time, I was really pulling for Toll Booth, and Birdman sent me an actual construction hat, but I can't find it. So,
nice. He did. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, I remember you guys were talking about the village people, that you could build the village people using this.
I was trying to put on my Toll Booth costume. Sorry, Birdman. He gave me it, and I can't find it, so I don't know what I did with it. Probably in the weird, sex role play, bin. Just kidding. I'm the
Toll Booth.
Is that a porn thing? Construction worker guy, construction worker. Maybe not.
You got Spirit. Come on.
Yeah.
The Indian.
Oh yeah. There you go.
You got Law and Order for
very politically incorrect.
You have the full cast of village people.
Yeah.
It's true. You do.
So good, one of the best. I'm it's a utilitarian vehicle, but whatever. It's so it's very cool.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely loved it. All timer.
All right, what do we got here? Oh, okay. Well, we got some iconic ones here, but let's get into this. The Snowcat.
I never was able to get it, but I always loved it. I had a buddy that had it, and it was so great because it was one of those vehicles that was almost a must to have when it snowed. But I had a buddy that had it, and we'd always, like, whenever we played, sometimes I had certain things that he didn't have, and he had certain things that I had, and we'd switch off being G.I. Joe and Cobra, and I couldn't wait to be G.I. Joe when it snowed to have that thing on my team. It was just...
Sorry, go ahead.
No. When my wife actually was the one who pre-ordered my HasLab for that because I've gotten all the HasLabs so far, and I was on the fence about that. And when we were at Comic-Con, she was talking to Emily, and Emily actually talked her into it. And I ended up, she surprised me with it. The last minute before it ended, she got it for me. And I'm actually so glad that I'm getting it. Because that thing is, it's so good. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. It's also another all-time vehicle for me. Definitely, I'd say top 4 or 5 vehicles that I had. Let's put it that way, anyway, right? Out of the ones that I had, it's up there. What I liked about it is it's got this very boxy construction in a way that, like, I don't know. It's like the way that the cockpit is, or the drivers, it's like it's enough to get look at that shot. It's just awesome. It's that I originally I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get a Snowcat when I was talking about the HasLab, and I got to a point where even before I fully came around on it being the Snowcat, which, don't get me, I was excited right off the bat, even though the bivouac is not even really a super cool thing. For whatever reason, the fact that it collapses into the back, I was sold. But, like, I started to think about it. I was like, you know what? This is going to come out. It's going to kick ass. And I'm going to wind up having to pay $500 to get it. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy it. But anyway, as a kid, it was just the coolest thing, because when you could take that missile launcher out, and it was like a troop carrier. You could just put a bunch of dudes back there. And honestly, I used it. I thought it looked just enough to be like, oh, this is an all-terrain vehicle, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be in the wintertime. I use that bitch all year long, and it just, I think if it had skis, maybe it wouldn't have been as compatible, but the fact that it had just, I don't know, to me, it was It's fucking awesome.
It was also one of those vehicles that looked like it could be a real life vehicle, like
Right.
something you would see in the Arctic.
Agreed. There's nothing fantasy really about that. It's largely, and it just, I don't know. It's the design. It's still how boxy it is. It's there's just something about it that I love. Oh, the ski missiles, fucking forget about it.
Ski missiles are insane.
Yeah.
Look at the guy and this face on this guy, man, too. What a freaking face.
Yep.
To me, he looked like your uncle. He just like that to me was like that was a good example of clean sweep where it's like that's a real guy, but nailed that face sculpt, and it just
got one of the
character there. He's just so good.
And he's got one of the best guns they ever made.
Oh yeah, that scope.
That scope on there is just insane.
It's so now that actually went as soon as I got that actually went right to low light, and Frostbite got something else. So yeah, low light was the one that needed that more than he did.
You know what I love? Another detail I love the windshield wiper.
Yeah. Oh yes,
I fucking love that windshield wiper.
Yes.
You'd have a Cobra riding on the front. You know, you just hit the windshield wiper and knock him right off. Right? We all did that at some point.
100%.
Yeah.
And I
very good point. Nowhere man child. The frost on the windshield.
Oh yeah, there were so many little details on this thing.
Yeah.
I like the how the new one is coming with like that color form style decal that you could take on and off and make it look frosty or not frosty. That's good. That's pretty cool detail. I like that.
The new one comes with a refrigerator. Come on.
The Fajita body wash. Very interesting name. Fajita body wash. Hello. Not feeling the cookware. I dig the
Fajita body wash. That's probably the best name I've heard in a while.
That's a very cool name, by the way.
That's hilarious.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So good. I didn't get one yet. I will. Pay more money than I should. What I'm fine with the Rattler, it wasn't that much more money, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I think I paid $450, so maybe $100 more.
Oh,
so whatever.
Speaking of which, my brother Dan Salsato. So I had he got me into the figureless Rattler, right? I've shouted him out before because he basically was like, just give me whatever you can, whenever you can, and if you give me nothing, I'll be happy with it. So that was great. So I wound up buying the gunner for it just because I was like, I would get one. The gunner has a flight mask. I can stick him in the pilot seat. It'd be cool. Well, the same man, Dan, reaches out to me the other day. He says, hey, brother, look at this deal on Facebook Marketplace right now. It was Wild Weasel and the Baroness for $135.
Nice.
Which you can't get one of those for less than $150 right now. And so my brother Dan drove like 40 fucking minutes to meet this guy, picked it up for me, and mailed it to me. Now I gave him the money for the shipping and everything, but dude, 40 hours each way on a Sunday to secure that deal for me, dude. He's basically at this point put me in a HasLab Rattler for less than retail. That's just crazy.
Nice. Those figures are so nice too.
Yeah. That Baroness is so good.
I wish they would do more pilots. You know, whether they're Cobra. I wish they'd do more Cobra pilots. But
the claw
pilots.
Runway
so good.
Dudes, whatever they're coming out with.
Oh, ramp rats.
Possibly the most I mean, I'll buy them. They're fine. You need them. It's possibly the most boring thing they've ever done.
I'm glad they did it because when you set it up, now you can set up, and have them run. All you need now is, I know they're coming with the weapons locker, but I wish they'd come with like a trolley that you could put the missiles on, like a missile trolley that they could be pushing around, so they could be loading the missiles onto the Rattler.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Or what I actually made one. I could probably put a little more work into it, but it's a Buzz Lightyear toy that I cut the canopy off the driver's section, and then there's a little tow crane behind it, and it's something that you could use to taxi the thing around like a runway, right, as it would lead the plane on it. I was using it for the Cobra Claw launching facility. It would hold the Cobra Claw up in the air while the pilot would get in it. Which listen, I don't know how you guys feel about that pilot, but that's when we were talking about Best Figures 2025, I had to keep saying a high honorable mention is the Cobra Claw pilot. That is an amazing figure. It looks phenomenal.
She's a great figure. She's a
Amazing.
great figure.
I love it.
So
I wish I had more. I know you got like 4 or 5 claws. I wish I had more because she is such an awesome figure.
Right.
I get a question here. Do we have any of these 85 vehicles and classified? What might it be? Maybe this. Honestly, I would fucking love this thing. Can you imagine a classified version of that thing?
So I was
when
I was in the Marine Corps, my MO was combat engineer. And because of my swimming ability, my job was to deactivate mines on mobile platforms like this, on oil rigs. And when I was a kid, I never had it, but as an adult, I was always like, I wish I had it now because of what I did.
Yeah,
but
holy shit!
This thing is so fucking amazing.
It's so good.
It's awesome.
Did you?
It's awesome.
Fan?
I didn't get it till way later. There's a handful of like the bigger things that I didn't get until like I can remember. It would be something like somebody a little older than me had given up their collection and their mom was selling it at the garage sale. I scored towards the end a ton of shit that unfortunately I have fucking none of.
I'll tell you what's so awesome about it is like how much you can destroy it. Like you could take those legs, you could knock them down pretty easily. They came in and out like very easily.
Right.
And that platform too, like you could have a armadillo going onto the platform or a devilfish.
That was the only weird thing about the marketing for this was the armadillo on it, because it just seems too big for the platform.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
But yeah, so the legs would just pull out and you could extend them so you could put them on, it could have different levels. It just it was a really fun little play set here.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
It wasn't as expensive as the G.I. Joe headquarters. So it was a little more affordable in that regard. But yeah, I do remember getting it though. And it was missing a few pieces, but I made quick work out of it. I think that I remember correctly, I think that's the one. Yes. So my grandfather had made this thing that basically it was a blow up, like a blow up tube for the pool. And he had cut a piece of plywood that I was able to put on it. And it was definitely a summer. I remember pushing it around the pool and having the figures right there jumping in and out of the water. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So good. So good. Is there a Cobra Epstein Island platform set? Not yet.
Wow. Jeez.
That escalated.
That went way.
Yeah. This thing has so many fun pieces to it. The little winch, the guns. Yeah, it was just fine. It's fucking awesome.
A buddy of mine had this one. I had the G.I. Joe base, and we had a creek that ran behind our houses, and it was a low enough creek where you could put things like this in the water, and it looked cool, but it didn't destroy it, and it was so much fun to play with. I don't know. I don't think we ever put the armadillo on it, but like I said, it was still.
That's the thing.
It was still badass.
That's the thing that all toy companies need to understand is you're going to create something like this. The ability to pull it apart and put it back together easily is essential. So that was and it's sturdy. You know what I mean? Like so many things right now, you can pull them apart, but they're not sturdy. They fall apart.
Right.
Well, I think that the snake armors, the hands suck. The hands fall off all the time.
They do.
And that's lame.
Sure.
And they would have never done that in the 80s.
What's weird is because the regulations now are so much more, you have so much more regulations with toys being built than you did back then. Because for something like this, they have a stand test that they have to put so much weight on it.
Right.
Or it can't pass the test.
Oh my God. It's because some dumbass once, injured themselves on it. It's like
it's the hot coffee on the balls.
Yeah.
Now it says caution contents are hot because some yo-yo spilled brand new coffee on their balls and said, "Oh, that's their fault."
Every piece of this thing fell apart. By the way, you could knock You could knock the platform with the missiles on it. You could take apart the glass, and it all fell off. It all hooked on. It stayed on, but if you wanted it off, it came off in a second, and you could put it back on, and that was so good.
That's so great.
Yeah, that was what was so good about it.
I feel like it's even despite its popularity, it's almost a little underrated in the sense that the affordability was there, the playability was through the roof. You know, I don't know. It's an amazing set.
Just a couple more.
Totally.
Was I?
Yeah, I mean, it was totally. I mean, it was what, like $40 or something back then.
Probably not even.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably high compared, but it's still, you know, it was a massive toy that was so much fun and had so much usability.
Well, you think the aircraft carrier is 100, right? Let's see if there's a price on it. Nah, sometimes they have a price on the box.
Yeah.
No luck. But all right. Last three, I think, and they're iconic. All of them. All three are absolute icons. Here we go. The Cobra flight pod, the Trouble Bubble.
Oh yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's you know, how many different cartoons where these were important, like the even like, is it like the opening of the G.I. Joe movie where you see, you know, Snake Eyes jumps on, like picks the guy out and flips in it at the same time. Just so many different shots and memories of them in the flight pod, and it like. The look is so unique. I got one of the classifieds right here, which is basically the same thing.
Good. Yeah.
There's just something about, you know, the propulsion system, the dome. For again, you know, sometimes you can't describe what it is about it that makes you like it, but the bubble, the way that it, you know, you can open and close the little missiles on the side, the fact that it had a cannon on the front that you would mount onto like a tank, right? And it's got it just underneath this little thing here, and really, I had two Trouble Bubbles, and then so I've been thinking about this in my memory. I thought that the first troop builder I had was the Iron Grenadier, but the more I keep thinking back, I think I may have had multiple Televipers, because I know that I had a Televiper for every Trouble Bubble, and I know that I had more than one. So my memory's a little faded on that, but it is to me, it's part of that, the iconic, the claw, the Trouble Bubble, the fang, the hiss, right? The snake.
It had such a great name.
Oh totally. Yeah.
Real quick, how much do you think that the battle platform was when it came out? I just looked it up.
$18.
$11.99.
What?
Holy shit! That's crazy. That is crazy.
Wow.
$11.99 in 1985. Crazy.
What's that today? What's that today money? Like $1.50?
$11.99 is probably like what? $30?
Right.
At least, yeah.
30, 40?
Wow. Was it really that inexpensive?
That's crazy to me. The only Trouble Bubble I had was trusting a fart. Yeah. What I love about the Trouble Bubble, the back, the like propulsion system fell off. It would come off again. You could hit it with a rock and just split it apart, but it stayed on too. It was really good. Again, you could break this thing apart really easily. To me, this was like the most dangerous thing to ride if you're Cobra.
Oh,
if you
God.
ride one of these things, you're fucking dead, dude. You're not.
The fang has got to be right there.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
you're right. The wash alone from the like, I mean, oh my God.
Here's the thing about the Trouble Bubble and the Fang, is it shows you how expendable Cobra Troopers were.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, the Joes weren't any better. One of my favorite vehicles, the Havoc, has got cross country just on this like mounted seat in the front. It's almost damn near akin to the what's his name in the latest Mad Max movie, where they got him chained to the front of that.
Oh
truck.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Poor cross country out there the same way.
Yeah. No, I mean Mars Industries wasn't designing these vehicles for them.
No,
Do I leave again? Oh.
Yeah.
Such a good, incredible piece, though. I love this thing. There was like cool things about it. Like you could have, I think in one of the intros, somebody jumps onto that gun and like uses it to do like an acrobatic flip and like kick some.
Yeah.
It just lends itself to being destroyed.
Oh,
But
totally.
the aerial mine is so good. That thing is so fun.
But see, I think that's another thing about it is they were inexpensive for Cobra to make. So they were, you could use them, and they were like, kamikaze pilots.
Mm-hmm.
You use them. They're expendable, and you can recycle, or you can, make more of them real quick and easy.
Yeah, that's so cool. The aerial mine has a panel access where you can open it up and like look at the inside of it. I'm shocked they don't have an image of the inside, but that's just so many cool little fun details on this thing. It's just great.
Personally, the little air mine is one of the coolest things from this era of Joe's, right? Like there's so many different things that are like cool little nifty things. That little mine was the shit to me because the idea that they just had this thing flying around, ready to, like for me, what it was is it would intercept like the ground to air missiles, right? It would be used like, if a missile was going after the trouble bubble, the mine would just jump in its way and blow up the missile before it hit the trouble bubble. Also, I used it as Cobra Commander's escape pod. Like he always had one real close.
Oh, yeah.
He'd slip in that bitch and fly away as his troopers were like, where are you going? And he'd be like, I'm retreating. I'm a coward.
Merman says, 11.99.85 converts to 36.41. Dude, that is cheap.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
You merman, you love fish sticks. All right, hello, merman.
Nice, merman.
Bearing resemblance to, I think Steve Buscemi should play merman in the movie.
Oh, okay. At least his voice. Yeah, that would be great.
Man. He needs the fucking eyes, man. That's all you need.
That's true.
Trouble bubble. All right, so we two more. Last two big. I think this is. Let me just double check this because I have fucked this up in the past, and I am notorious for. Okay, I think we've covered everything except this, and the reason why I'm saving this for last is because it is very possibly my favorite thing of all time. It might be my favorite vehicle.
Ooh.
It is. This thing is glorious.
Yes.
It is absolutely, in my opinion, maybe the best thing they ever made.
I wouldn't be. I'd have a hard time arguing against that, right? The way that it actually came with that, I think it's like it's an actual stabilizer, right? That thing in the front for a high speed watercraft, and it allowed it to like stand up. When you would sit in, it wasn't like a boat that would,
great.
Yeah, right.
Very well.
It's true, but kind of hang nonetheless. But it just had it to me. It's like the Cobra version of the whale in the sense that it holds troops. It's got all the little different though. To me, the thing that got me was the depth charges that came off the back. Right? Isn't there something in the back where
there's depth charges are amazing? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Definitely HasLab this shit. This should definitely be their next HasLab.
I think. Well, let's see.
I can see that.
Cobra is up.
It's doable. It's a little big, but it's doable.
I don't think. I don't.
You know what? It's not going to be much bigger than the Snowcat, really.
It's not going to be bigger than the Rattler. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
It's not going to be close to it. It may be longer than the Rattler. I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
But see, the only reason why the Rattler worked was because they could take the back. You could take the fuselage apart and the tail fin off of the fuselage and the wings off, so it fit into a nice packaging that wasn't too big. If you get too big, then it becomes the packaging becomes too much, and then the shipping becomes astronomical.
Now they did the Have you seen the Ghost for Star Wars? It's insanely huge.
Yeah.
They made it. It's the size of what a whale would be.
It wouldn't be. This wouldn't be any bigger than the Ghost.
No, this would not be any bigger than the Rattler. I don't think. If it's It wouldn't be like the Rattler to me is a nightmare of display. Like it's very hard to display.
Yes, I agree.
This would be way better to display. But this has so much to me. What I love about this thing, the thing that made it so good was that you could have a little battle on the back. It had this great back deck, where you really could just have a fist fight, on that back. It's so loaded. There's so many weapons. I mean, you're talking about, you got those 4 machine guns on the side. You got the front, you got the top turret, you got the missiles, you got the side cannons, you got the side torpedoes, and you got the rockets coming up from the front. It's just insanely loaded. It's so crazy how much weaponry this thing comes up with.
Yeah. No, this thing is it's phenomenal. And honestly, the only thing I didn't like about it was I didn't like the color scheme of the hydrofoil trooper or pilot.
Oh yeah, okay.
It just didn't seem like it went with it. He looks more like first of all, he looks more like a airborne, like a plane pilot. But his scheme just didn't go with the color scheme that they had, or his aesthetics, it didn't go with the hydrofoil.
Right.
If you did him in the same like burgundy and gold or yellow,
right,
it would have been so much cooler.
I love the color scheme on this thing.
Yeah,
it's that Cobra red, right? I think so. It's kind of like the 788 fire team has that kind of maroon, red, burgundy a little bit. Maybe that's a little more burgundy, but it's that special red. I love it.
You know what else would be cool on this is to do like the Python Patrol skin on it, like the scale, the scales.
Great.
It would look amazing.
Yeah. Loving the depth charges, the engine, just like, man, it'd be such a great display piece too. But that would be so
I could, honestly, since they're doing snow now, I could see them starting to go with more of a aquatic theme and doing this as your HasLab. Then you could do the shark, you could do the water moccasin, and then you could do the landing crafts and the oh Jesus Christ, the devilfish. All in your next year is 2027.
Right.
Yeah. Totally. You can get a one for $800. No, I don't want to spend $800 on a rack. First of all, I have my original.
I could see this being 500, maybe 6 at the most.
I mean, I have it. The Night Force one would be cool, but I ain't spending $800 on that shit.
No, hell no.
No, thank you. Boats and hoe. Yeah. I already, to me, like the Polo, like I would love to get a Night Force one of these for like, but I don't want to spend like more than a couple $100 on it because I have it. I have my original and it's in good condition, So it's where I kept all my stuff. Some of it's in bad condition. This one is particularly in pretty good condition.
That's awesome, man.
None of the pieces really broke off, It's like the whale, everything breaks. This thing is actually pretty sturdy and doesn't break too easily. Pretty much all the pieces are intact. It's got so many details too. You got a little spotlight in the front. You got these cockpits in the, this places to put figures, tons of play. This would be a no-brainer for me as a HasLab.
Well, so you could do the pilot, you could do a gunner.
Yeah.
You could do a diver as another one.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then there's 3 tiers right there.
Yeah.
And then maybe do the landing craft as a 4th tier.
Yeah. The Hydro-Sled you talking about?
That'd be cool.
Well, you could do the Hydro-Sled and a figure as one of the tiers. But I'm saying you could do the night landing raft that we were talking about earlier.
Landing. Oh, right.
As a 4th tier.
That would be that would kill.
That's interesting.
That would kill. that would be amazing. Yeah.
That is interesting. That would actually be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because you did the bivouac for the for the snowcat, so this would be basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, this would be a perfect HasLab. Yeah, I think this should be. Hopefully, this is their next HasLab. I don't think there's not a snow vehicle that's worth a HasLab in the Cobra side. So I don't think they get.
I mean, as much as I love the Ice Wolf I don't think you can get. So I mean, granted, with the 2 cockpits, you get the. I mean, if you, I don't know, I could talk myself into it because I fucking love that vehicle. Like that's one of my all-time favorites. Is that Ice Wolf? I had that complete
It's
and
great.
intact,
It's not HasLab worthy. It
but
shouldn't
it's
be.
not a HasLab though.
No, and I think because we're getting a Arctic Hiss,
Well, welcome.
that's the vehicle to go against the Snowcat.
Right. Right.
So
yeah, exactly. You don't need another one. Best HasLab ever. Yeah, it probably would be. All right.
Stu for lunch in the house.
We finally made it to the end here. And this is the big one, though. This is a big year. It's kind of hard to talk about so much, but we got to talk about this. The Flagg. Did you have a Flagg?
I did not. I wanted it so bad, but I did not.
I did know somebody that had one. A kid I grew up with. His mother married a very wealthy guy. Homeboy got a ton of shit. Yeah, no, he had there was an in-law apartment above the garage that was like fully finished and everything. And he had the aircraft carrier and a bunch of like actually eventually all his Joes went over there, but started with because the aircraft carrier, they needed a place for it. It couldn't go in his room because it took up too much space. So they gave him that whole spot. And yeah, man, I remember that one summer. I was up there quite a bit playing with that shit because he had, mind you, had like every vehicle you could imagine. So the deck was full. You know what I mean? Whatever Joe vehicle flew and was out at that point, he had it on the deck of that thing. And it's just an incredible feat. I still, when I look back at it, it's like, how the fuck? I can't believe they thought to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's insane. 7.5 feet.
The size of a couch.
So nobody had one, but
Steven
Johansson had one. I had one as well. I still have it to this day.
That's awesome.
I can't display it. I don't have the room for it. It's in my garage in pieces.
Is it together? Like put together still?
No,
or do you have it?
It's so big. You can't
right.
You can't really display it unless you get a ton of space. I mean, like I said, I think we all know, as Melted Copper like to point out, I'm divorced. I live in an apartment. I had a house a year ago, and now I do not. But even then, the house, it would have like taken up my whole basement, or taken up a room in my basement. And kind of priority. So it's just not. But so I know it's massive. It's just absolutely massive. Admittedly, once you get it out, and I think a lot of people will tell you, it's awesome because it's this giant play area where you can have like a huge battle. So you can have, it's not to scale because you honestly, a real one, you would have a Sky Striker would be tiny on it, and you could maybe fit 3 planes on it, 4 planes, and then you're done. And a real one would house like 20 planes, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think you can't. It's not to scale. It's so big though, so it's great to have battles on. There's not that much to it though. Like it's not like the greatest playset ever. It doesn't have like a crazy amount of stuff. It does have some stuff on it. Like I think my favorite probably details. Like here we can go by the details here. So you got a lot of like these like towing like gas vehicles. To me, it did have a thing where you could speak into it, and it would like you could be Admiral Keelhaul, and that to me like all that stuff always wore off. Like the novelty of it just was wore off in like 5 minutes. Yeah, his cannons, his missile launchers. But the most fun for me was the deck where you could like punch people and have them fall off the the railings, or having just people knocking people off the sides, or that to me having like a little vehicle battle, having a ferret like land on it, like be dropped by a helicopter and land on it, and that to me was the real fun of it.
I wish
it's gorgeous, but
I think having not had it on my own and only really played with it that one summer at my friend's house, I do kind of remember like thinking that like I wish there was more spots that like opened up along the hall for you to maybe put boats in and out, even though it doesn't make sense for the water. But if there was just more places, so yeah, like you're showing right there, there's all the detail of what is the tower, right? And I just felt like it was lacking in there. I mean, it was almost like they just gave you something that was big for the sake of being big and not something that had detail where it was needed, right? Like they could have put, even if it was just a bunch of stickers that went inside that part right there, where it's, it just kind of livened it up a little bit. I definitely kind of remember that myself. Like
the stickers would have been great because then you could have customized it and you could make, you could change which rooms you want it to be. And yeah, that would have been great.
Or some beds. Some beds would have been nice in one of these rooms. Like,
I mean, anything really. Chairs,
toilet,
like a small
whatever.
console. Like,
make one a med bay. I mean,
you're living on this thing. This is like it's a city. That's what it is.
Right. I agree. I mean, it is a feat of toy making. Yeah. And I do like that they had it, if only for when I say, oh, it's the greatest toy line ever. And in the middle of me naming off the reasons, I can be like, and they made a 7-foot long fucking aircraft carrier. Who does that? That sort of thing. So I'm glad that they made it. I'm glad it's there. I'm glad I had that one summer.
Between this and the Terradrome, which would you prefer?
Yeah, I think the Terradrome's better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, like, as big as this is, and it's still, I'm not gonna lie, it's still awesome. Like my mom, like my mom, the reason why I got it is because my parents are divorced. So divorce parents, you always got 2 Christmases, and like certain things like this was great to have, like Ninja Battle on the top. But if I had to pick one, the Terradrome had much more fun play value, like
100%.
And then I think the Defiant is way better.
Oh, I was just gonna say the Defiant. All in all, the Defiant, this may be longer and more impressive looking because of the size, but the Defiant was a bigger vehicle. All in all, with the platform and the ship.
It's
honestly
2 ships.
Yeah, because it's really 3 vehicles and all of them are huge. So it's like
out of all the ones we're talking about, I think my favorite is that mobile command center. That big thing that kind of extended. I remember it had a bunch of shit in it. I remember I had it way late. It was another garage sale find. I mean, no, I think I'd rather have a Terradrome for sure. The fire bat coming out of that thing in the middle trumps just about anything else, I think.
Oh yeah, like how fun was it? You have that like dome opens up. And you can kick a Cobra in there, and then like the fire bat lights them up and kills them.
Yeah, you can't fuck with them.
Yeah.
That was
I think this is great, but I would say it's not as cool as the Terradrome. It's definitely the Defiant is amazing. The Defiant is an amazing toy. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's still great.
I mean, even with the mobile command center, I still think the Terradrome wins.
Terradrome.
I agree. Yeah,
Terradrome Defiant's probably the best thing ever, but the Terradrome might be a second. Yeah, because that fire bat. Well, the Terradrome had tons of play value too, because it had
it did.
With the jail, you had the doorways that would open, with the guns, with the place to fuel up cars.
Yeah,
it just had so much going on. So nice.
Yeah, I never even saw the Defiant as a kid, like in person. Nobody I knew had it, which was crazy. I remember because I had a lunchbox, I think, that had the Defiant on the front, along with some other Joes, along the bottom. But I was like, oh, fucking no clue here.
Yeah,
never saw it.
So good, but yeah, an amazing year though. What an incredible year.
Truly.
So great items.
I mean, even if the Flagg was the only thing that came out that year, it still would have been one of the best years.
Yeah. I mean, think about this year. We had the All-Striker, the Ferret, the Trouble Bubble, the Hydrofoil, the Night Landing,
the
Snowcat, the Battle Platform, the Mauler, and the Flagg. I mean, that is just an insane amount of crazy good stuff.
It's why when you put the vehicles and the figures together, it's almost a lock that 85 is the best year.
Yeah. So insane.
For sure.
What's your favorite year again? All right, I know we know Destro. Your favorite year is, you can say it again.
86.
86. Yeah, 100%. What about you?
86 is a good year.
It is a good year.
Yeah. Because I mean that's the Night Raven itself and the Terror Drone was that year. Tomahawk. I might have to go with 86 too. For vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, the Conquest was that year. Even though the Sky Striker is always going to be the most coveted piece, but that Conquest was gorgeous.
It is.
Really was.
Yeah.
Really was. That Python Patrol, the Python Patrol Conquest is very nice too. I had that. That was fucking awesome.
I mean, also you had the Triple T, you had the Havoc. I mean, there was just that year in '86. There was so much stuff.
Havoc's like my all-time favorite. I love that thing. That thing was amazing.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Before you go, does anybody know why he's classified put Tomax's scar on the wrong cheek? Can't say I do.
Huh.
Anybody know? Any idea?
I don't.
No.
I do believe I heard.
Maybe they're looking at a mirrored image.
Didn't even notice, admittedly. But
I mean, but honestly, something like that, you could change. To me, that's not that big of a change up, as if you would have completely changed their armor or something.
Yeah.
Like on the wrong cheek, it's not that big of a deal to me.
No, yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to think now that you say 86. I'm like, okay. Fuck, Night Raven, Havoc, Stun, and Terrordrome.
That's the Devilfish that year.
Devilfish, yeah. All right, wow.
The Swamp Fire.
The figures
Thunder
too,
Machine, man. Yeah. I mean, maybe
Thunder Machine, yeah.
So 86 was like my nexus point for G.I. Joe, in a sense that not only do I have an attachment to a bunch of the figures, I feel like 86 is successful because of how they made such icons like Destro and them earlier, and then we have all like the troop builders like the Televiper, the Snow Serpent, all this other shit happened already. And so now, just for when they come through in 86, I just remember even figures that I didn't even want that much. Like I always use Sci-Fi as this example, meaning like he was like a cool figure. I didn't dislike him, but it was like there's so many more Joes that I wanted ahead of him. But at the same time, when you look on the back of the card and you see all the ones from that year, it's figures like Sci-Fi that make the year what it is, right? And I just, the vehicles, and plus also the Christmas of 86 is where my family just went bananas from all different angles. And I had a Christmas. I'm trying to find a picture so I can post it online. I know my mom has it somewhere. It's me underneath the tree. And I think it's the stuff my aunt got me and the stuff my parents got me. And then I had gotten even more than that, like from my grandparents and stuff. And so G.I. Joe went from a toy line that I really liked and was relatively obsessed with to something that was just like my whole existence after Christmas 86. So 86.
Well, nearly every figure that came out in that year is iconic.
Right.
I mean, I think that you had Roadblock version 2 in the main line, which was really the only repaint or a figure that had already been established or out. And then Iceberg maybe was the only one that's not as popular as Lifeline, Low Light, Leatherneck. You had the Dreadnought twins, Monkey Wrench.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like the year. Those figures basically kick off Arise, Serpentor, Arise all through the season 2, right? It's
you have Serpentor there that year, and Sergeant Slaughter version 2.
Yep.
That the art in the cartoon got so good that year.
Oh yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's why Rise Serpentor Rise is one of the best, or what people think is one of the best, seasons or episodes.
Yeah,
or
it's
mini-sodes.
It holds up so well now.
Dude, I've watched it so much recently. It's not even funny. it's also the one from my childhood that I'm pretty sure I watched the most. I'm pretty sure I had VHS tapes. Like I know I had Arise, Spento Arise. I know I had the movie. I'm pretty sure I had one that had Mass Device and the Pyramid of Darkness on the same one. So it's like those first three, those iconic miniseries that they were all. I had those all. Those are definitely the ones that I know of the most. But
I think
season
Nightmare
2
Assault is one of the most beautiful episodes. Like,
oh yes,
Mhm.
yes, absolutely.
yeah,
The one I watched the other day, Rendezvous in the City of Lost Souls. It's just an amazing episode where that Pyramid of Darkness, oftentimes gets mentioned third behind Arise, Mentor Arise, and Pyramid of Darkness. Or, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and the Mass Device. But Pyramid of Darkness has multiple episodes where there are Joes fighting in every corner of the world, right?
yeah.
Almost even more so than Arise, Serpentor Arise, which is the nut of that whole miniseries. Is they're globetrotting looking for the DNA of all these old rulers and stuff. So yeah, no,
It's
it's
such
all
an interesting concept for an idea for what Cobra might be doing.
yes.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you think about a lot of what they do is often like, okay, it's based on a former idea. It's like an old science fiction idea that is taken.
Right.
I don't think it exists anywhere else. I think it's the first.
Right.
The only thing I can think of where they take the DNA to make like a leader. It's like it's a unique science fiction idea.
And even as a
And back then, cloning was still so much sci-fi, and
right.
That
And,
to put it into a more earthbound idea was really cool.
Yeah.
as like I guess it's kind of hard to recall precisely, but like I think I remember as a kid like that crazy idea being accessible, right? Where like I didn't feel lost, like I didn't know what was going on. It was like I knew what they were doing. They were taking parts of the blood and tissue to use, and then like the first time Mindbender said deoxyribonucleic acid, my head just fucking exploded and it never went back together. I mean,
And that was the next thing I was going to say. It taught us some history and science at the same time.
Yeah, totally.
100%. Definitely. Yeah, it was good. It's amazing. This is, we are discussing the pinnacle of it right now. Don't even get me started on 87. Some of my favorite figures. 87's got bangers. Like it's
87's my. If I was to go, I would probably get 85. 87 is my second favorite year.
Listen, more people need to up their game by mentioning 87. Dude, Shockwave and Alley Viper, like they are. I've been obsessed with those two. And not only that, there's just
Master, freaking all the weirdos that year,
But at the same time, even though they were the weirdos to me, it was just that's what G.I. Joe was, right? It was the sum of its parts, and some of those parts were weird as shit, but it's really what made it awesome. Like I don't know, I loved it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, we should probably wrap it up, but what were you saying?
87 was a good year, but I think 86 might be when you start talking to people and you ask them which figures they remember the most. I think besides Duke and Snake Eyes and things like that, I think when you get past the quote unquote iconic figures, you're going to see most people are going to refer to the figures that came out that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I think 85, because you got in 85, you got Bazooka, Flint, Shipwreck, Quick Kick, Lady J.
That's true too. Yeah. 85, 86. Those two are great years. I mean, you really
part
can't
of that is those are the years that the cartoon was out.
Right.
So, those are the years the cartoon was concentrated. Cartoon really only exists for 2 years. Well, 3 years with the miniseries. So you got a miniseries, but it only has 2 seasons.
And that's what's crazy to think. It's 2 seasons. When you look at what a season is with other TV series, it's like 22 episodes. And a season for G.I. Joe is like 86 episodes or something. It's really crazy.
Right.
So I mean, a lot, and that's the way they did it back then, because you needed to have one per week, right, or something. It was like So, but yeah, that's why I think those stand out. And then, of course, like a lot of characters never got any play. They probably would have been iconic if they had, a good cartoon, like the Hit and Run, Scoop. I think all those characters could have made, you know, more of an impact. They had a Shockwave if they had time in a cartoon.
Agree.
They never did because they only had the shitty ass cartoon. So
listen, Sunbow season 3 would have been so off the hook. Like playing right off the movie.
Good idea,
right?
Will. Yeah.
Oh God. What could have, should have. Good Lord.
Yeah. I still think Scoop is one of the most underrated characters.
I love Scoop, yeah.
Yeah, well, and so again,
I agree.
DIC is trash, but Operation Dragonfire, where Scoop is the main player, it's totally watchable. And they don't have that horrible mute. The intro is much more like the first. I don't know why that mini series from DIC is much more like the Sunbow cartoon than the rest of DIC. Plus, it introduces
they changed the whole color palette after that too, which was horrible.
I haven't even watched it, honestly. Like not since it came out. I don't even know if I've ever actually seen it because I think I started watching it and it was like, nope. It sucks way too much for me. I can't do it.
Well, all I know is they made Zarana and Destro a couple, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yep, can't do that. He does not need the Baroness. One relationship in the world that's gonna stay. They're gonna stay together.
Right. It's Snake Eyes and Scarlet and Destro and the Baroness.
Yeah.
Everything else is just
those relationships. You can't fuck with that.
100%. I agree.
All right. Well, I think we should call it a night. It's 12:05. We've been on 3 hours.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much. What's going on? I'll let you guys let me know what's going on in your obviously we got the book coming out. We want to say some last words.
Yeah, you know, I've been checking them to see if Amazon has it uploaded yet, but it's still, you know, saying it's pending. So check back tomorrow sometime, and it should be up. If you want to read the first chapter, go to my website, rayne.com, rayne.com. Hopefully you'll put up in the in the link, and they can go there, read the first chapter, and that may be the first place that you see where you can purchase it too. So keep checking back there. Also check my Instagram page. It's RA Rayne. And then you could also go to Protocol G.I. Joe Instagram, and I will definitely be putting it up there because anything Protocol G.I. Joe automatically goes there first.
Perfect. I like it.
So yeah,
I like it.
Nice. What do you got going on your channel there?
Well, you can usually catch me here on Mondays because Mark is so nice to have me on all the time, which I always appreciate. Thank you much. You can find me on my own network, Destro Designs. That's here on YouTube. I do live from Viper Den Studios Saturday nights at 8 p.m. This week coming up, I have with Mark. You were a guest. What was it? 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It goes by so fast. And RA was nice enough to come on as well. And this week we have my brother Conrad, who is here in the chat. He again, encyclopedic knowledge, and one of the people that I became very close with when I first just started finding people at like G.I. Joe on Twitter. He was always posting toy photography pictures, and he was one of my first guests too. I think he might have been my second or third guest. Could have been the first. Honestly, I don't remember, but he's a stand-up guy. We had a great time last time, so he's going to come through. I might have somebody else, but I haven't nailed it down. You can also find me dropping my articles, G.I. Joe related articles, every Tuesday and Friday over at Serpentor's Lair. If you're on X, he is you're the Serpentor's Lair fans. There's Serpentor's Lair on Instagram and Facebook. But you can also, you go to the website, everything drops right there first, and that's serpentorslair.com. And that's about it.
All right. What do I got coming on? I just did that Firefly video. I'm gonna start doing that for a lot of characters. Baroness, Cobra Law next, I think. So
nice.
Those are the big ones, and then also and the Buzzer video should come out this week. So all right.
Excellent.
Buzzer's origin is very cool.
Yeah, it's
really. When you start doing a deep dive into him, that is, you learn a lot about Buzzer. Buzzer's a very interesting character.
And I was able to I pulled footage from movies that have what's his name? What's the act? Julian Sands. I pulled footage with Julian Sands in it to use, as
Nice.
like the base of the video. So it's
Oh,
all
that is true.
it's all cut together with movie clips.
Nice.
And which is an interesting, I think, a fun way to do it. No AI, it's all movie clips.
Nice.
And you know, kind of disguised. So
Yeah, I'm excited
right.
for them. Oh, that was
Very cool. That'd be fun to watch.
That was the other thing I wanted to mention. I'm officially Destro Designs and Viper Den Studios across all platforms now. I recovered my TikTok account. I had a Destro Designs that I was using for all my commercial tool review and stuff like that. And so I lost that. They logged me out one day, and then like I couldn't log back. It was a long story. Anyway, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Destro Designs, Viper Den Studios. Thank you.
Nice. All right. I'm calling tonight, I guess.
There we go.
See you guys.
Yeah. No problem. Anytime you want, I'll be here.
All right. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks
Have
for
a good
coming
night.
to chat.
Thanks.
Everybody who came in and then was in the chat, good night too. It's fun to have you.
See you guys.